Welcome to back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last time we started doing various post-game shenanigans, namely getting the the Allied Society crests. This time it's called Grinding Edition because that's the plan. We're going to grind up a bunch of our vulnerable classes, at least up to the job stones today. I'm not going to commit to 50 necessarily unless I'm having too much fun and I forget how much time I actually do want to spend streaming. Or, you know, maybe my health has finally gone back upwards again. Hooray! If that's the case, I hope it has. And you might be wondering, okay Chris, you want to go into classes, but none of them require you being in Vesper Bay. What are you doing here? Well, okay, well there's a few things I was meaning to clean up from last time actually as well. So, over here is this wistful Whitebeard. Nothing like staring out at the sea to bring an old man back to his glory days. Aye, the good old times when his whole life still laid ahead of him, and the greatest adventures were yet to be. Gah! Don't you know better than to sneak upon your elders like that, young'un? Are you trying to send me to an early grave? Well, not early as such. But don't tell me. Aye, I can see it just from the look of you. You're an adventurer, and an accomplished one at that, yes. Aye, you may not be the greybeard I am, but I reckon you've a memory or two you'd be keen on remembering. So what say you join me for a while before you return to the road? After all, sometimes reflecting on the past can be just what you need to discover the path you'd forge into the future. So he'll proceed to walk off, and New Game Plus is unlocked. This is just something that is worthwhile to just take a look at. It is in the duty bit, but with this we can see all of the various stuff. So you've got all of this base Realm Reborn content, it's separated into parts. And then you got the patch content stuff, and then Heaven's Sword, so like the base content and patch stuff, base content and patch stuff for the Stormblood, same with Shadowbringers, same with Endwalker, and what there currently is for Dawntrail, so most likely base content and what there is so far patch-wise. I don't know what entails that far ahead in our future, but this isn't the only stuff. You can also redo the storylines for the Wades, and the Alliance Wades, and a couple of trials. As well as some of the quest lines, like the Hildebrand stuff, which we'll get round to eventually, the Chronicles of Light shenanigans, Scholasticite, pardon me, Roll quests also get put here, pardon me by the way, Void quests, Variant Dungeons, Tales from the Calamity, and Tataru's Grand Endeavour. Well, I will suddenly want to be taking a look at that when we can get round to that then, because Tataru is a nice character, I think she's cool. Anyway. And then, of course, behold, the various quest lines that you'll have done for your classes/jobs. Also just the generic healer, tank, and DPS. DPS has a lot more, but that's not surprising in the slightest, because there's multiple different forms of it. But you can also tell which ones were more later on expansion-wise. Because obviously, Gladiator and Paladin, we can highlight this with Conjurer and White Mage. So you got your Conjurer quest lines, so that's up to 30, then White Mage 30 to 50, and then obviously Heaven's Sword, Stormblood, and so forth. Scholar has a little less, but that's because the first part is with the Arcanist bit in the DPS side. Otherwise it would be the same amount as Conjurer/White Mage. Astrologian has the sensible amount because of good old Heaven's Sword, and of course Sage only has the one because it was introduced in Endwalker. DPS has all of these, and you can tell which ones were the most recent ones as well on this side as well. Blue Mage also has 4 things New Game Plus wise, so you can re-experience them in New Game Plus if you really wanted to. Blue Mage is something that I might just grind off stream or something. I don't know actually, because we can get some stuff, and you can even redo the quest lines for all of the Disciples of Hand and Land stuff, which is kind of cool. So obviously, yes, that's more for if you want to experience that stuff. A nice little just thing to quickly just get over and done with. Also, might as well pick it up since I'm here, the Weaponsmith of Legend. This will be for a different stream. I've decided upon that, so we'll just have it in the journal for now. So, Nedrick, how fares the adventuring of late? Your gear holding up against the wheels of the trade? Make no mistake, my friend, the quality of your weapon may well prove the difference between life and death. If you're serious about such things, there's someone I can introduce you to. Her name is Rorinda, and she is a collector of all manner of rare artifacts. She just might have something in her stock to suit your martial prowess. And she used to do business in Aldar and has since relocated to Heaven's Toll, so as to be nearer to the ancient ruins from which she derives her livelihood. Should you ever have reason to go there, you do well to pay her a call. So yeah, that's So yeah, the start of the questline is very simple, as it were. But anyway, we'll just mark that as that. So first things first is assessing what we've got and how far through. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes as a whole, though of course we'll be grabbing Scholar when we've done a Carnist up to 30, and there's no fairy quest for that matter. So I figure we might just go down the list or something, but also we gotta keep in mind what we've got in the journal. We've already picked up a sum of the quests, such as all 3 of the Limsa ones and the 2 ones in Gridania. Apparently I didn't pick up any of the ones in Oldar. Well, we are in Oldar. I could go pick them up. Or we go about it in a sensible manner that also frees up our quest log a little bit. So, fuck it. Ta-da! we'll start off with the Gridanian classes because that just makes sense to me. Oh, so just okay. That's actually what's the best approach. Okay, well, right. First things first. Since I've gone Archer, is to head up to the North Shroud because I need to go and slay Opos and Mycochews. So, up to level 15, we just have to kill things, do fates, any leftover quests that I happen to have of said level, i.e. not these ones, because these ones are level 28, because you're meant to do them around the time we're going to be going into Hawkeye as a whole. Same with that one, and same with these ones up here, same with the fate. Actually, no, one of them is level 5 something. Hunger's best. Actually, that makes sense, because those will go there to do stuff there, but anyway, my own perspective is in the other direction, where there isn't really any quests, because we did those when we were being a busy bee playing as a conjurer. That basically, once we're at level 15, we'll be able to go into the dungeons, and whether we do them with duty support or with other random people, depending on the time of day, it is about 7, I'm not too sure on that front, to be honest. Also, one way to get more experience is to actually just go around killing things that add to your hunting log as well. Obviously, until level 10, you wouldn't be able to do that with whichever class you start with, but beyond that point, you can. Also, the fact that we've got the XP boosts means that we're not going to be worrying too much about it all, to be honest. Like, obviously, like Archer, I should probably be a little bit further away, but like, not really necessary. I'm going to be over leveled compared to the enemies, just hands down. The fact of the matter is that this quest requires us to kill 8 of both, which of both Opos and the Mycochews. Kind of a little bit silly there, a little bit in my opinion, but hey, you know. Also, this actually isn't a bad idea to bring out your Chocobo, because it will gain levels. Oh, I went to kill the Mite. Why did I kill the Mite? Oh yeah, hunting log. Silly me. Let's kill the Opos first. Then I can consider hunting log. This is the thing, it's a case of just that we're going to descend into the quest lines in the process because we don't make sense to. We've got a DPS class up to level 8, meaning we have second wind. It's a nice little way of healing. How nice? Well, I mean, it's better than no heals in single content. Like, obviously it's not the most reliant thing to... It's not the best thing to rely on. Like, obviously you would prefer to have a healer on hand, don't get me wrong. But you know, it's let's say you're fighting maybe more than one mob at a time by accident, then you know, it might be a nice little way to make sure you don't die. And you find that the enemies are actually dealing a little bit of damage to you. The mage swarms are real easy to beat up. And hey, you know, getting on our mighty steeds as we make our way through the areas do speed up some of the time commitment needed to get this stuff done. And hey, you know what? Having quests, having other things to do, like the hunting log and whatnot, is good. Like, don't get me wrong. I actually prefer that than just, well, it's a dungeon grind. Maybe we'll do this with like every expansion. Like, I may play through most of the game as a specific class, but, you know, having the other classes available is always a nice thing to do. And also, hey, it means that we're exploring more of the content. Seeing as there are parts of content that I'm actively going to avoid, like anything to do with player housing. And any of the raids that I don't get forced into doing. Well, no. Well, the thing is, it's just more on the timing. Like, let's face it, 7 o'clock in the morning, and that tends to be when I'm actually actively about to stream or something, and Yeah, the most peak time is like maybe on the weekends. This sort of time's fine. Primarily Saturdays and Sundays. Less so Friday or Monday. Like, obviously people on Monday will be getting up and going to work. On a Friday, people are getting up and being like, God damn it, it's not the weekend yet. Just a couple more hours. At least school children might be thinking that. I always pondered that. How many people in a school at one time be like, oh, come on, it's a Friday. Come on, only one more bleeding maths lesson. Then again, I wouldn't be going one more bleeding maths lesson. Ugh. I'd be like, oh, maths. I don't know why. I sucked at maths. Why did I enjoy it? Micromanaging that too. That makes sense. We're not gonna do it. Not as Archer. I'm more willing to do boss fights on my own as either a tank or a healer. Tank because you can not die as fast, and healer because you can heal yourself. And Fat Cat went up a tree. But anyway, with a matter perspective now done, we just go back to the Archers Guild. We might be leveled enough. I don't know actually. Where's the Mightlings? Might as well kill the Mightlings since we're in the area. That's the thing with the hunting log. It's just more of remember where they are. No. Oh well. See, part of me does want to like clean up the hunting log for White Mage. Issue is, we're already like level 57. Like, I'm going to be over leveled for all of Heaven's Ward unless I actively choose to change to like Astrologian and level that up to 50. Actually, that is okay. I'll put my hands up. That is obviously part of my plans is to maybe once we've done at least an initial stream of Heaven's Ward is to do then another grind stream where we specifically level up the Heaven's Ward classes up to level 50. That way we can go, hey guys, look, Heaven's Ward classes. Maybe we'll play as one for the Heaven's Ward expansion. And then I probably should do the same with like Shadowbringers and Stormblood. Well, one way around on that one. But then again, see, with Heaven's Ward, there's the dichotomy of, well, you can be tank, DPS, or healer with any of the three classes. You don't get that luxury with the other expansions. Because if you go Stormblood, then, well, I have Samurai, I have Red Mage. I'm gonna have to level them. For Shadowbringers, same case. I would have to get to 60, grab Gunbreaker or Dancer. 2 classes, and they fulfill 2 different roles. Stormblood, both are DPS. So that dichotomy might not work as well, you know. Welcome back, Gunquist. Tell me, were you able to put your techniques to good use? I think so. When faced with an enemy who can attack from a distance, simply raining arrows upon it is wasteful and dangerous both. The battle will be naught more than a contest of strength. True. By employing the appropriate technique, however, one may bring down one's foe with greater ease and fewer arrows. For example, you may choose the primary weapon well and strike hard, or employ toxins to sap their strength over time, through use of things like Venomous Bite. On the assumption that this fact dawned upon you prior to the fall of your 16th target, I congratulate you on passing the trial. Yes, we definitely learned that lesson in time. Leia. Silver. What is your honest evaluation? Aleopo here walks up to us. Not bad if you ask me. The adventurer pulls a good bow and is enthusiastic besides. Mikote is... Woo! A pleasure to meet you. My name is Leia Aleopo, and this is my 2nd year at the guild. Alright. It is quite plain that you have talent with a bow, but you must take care to mind your surroundings when you're pursuing a target, and I should probably double check to make sure it's not voiced. I had my eye on you for the duration of your trial, but not once did you notice my presence. Ah. That means we obviously have lost all of our situational awareness since switching over to Archer. Mind your surroundings. That is rich coming from you. And Silver here, or Silvery, however you're meant to pronounce his name. And Ellison, who's clearly not going to be too pleased with us. Your very movement is wasteful, adventurer. Your back is crooked. Hey! Don't make fun of any of my health conditions. And your elbow's misaligned. Takes you a age to prime your bow and twice as long to loose an arrow. In summary, you'll fail on all counts. You have no talent as an archer, none whatsoever. I shall say it plain, Lucane. This man is not fit to wield a bow. For our sake and his, we should revoke his membership. How rude. As I've always said, outsiders can scarce be expected to understand, never mind master our noble art. We waste our breath trying to teach his like. Woohoo! People don't like us because we're not from here. I call that racism. Well, allow me to introduce you to Sever, our comrade at the butts. The fellow was once of the god's quiver, you see, and he can be a little opinionated when it comes to archery. Oh, but you mustn't pay him any heed. He's like that to everyone. Fair enough. You'd be lucky to get much sense out of a fossil-brained wildwood Ellison like him at the best of times. With them, it's always 12 woods this, and elementals that, and no offense intended, Lucane. None taken, Leia. I know full well that some of my kind can be prideful to excess and intolerant of other races. Although people may behold the same object, ever will they see different things. There is no right or wrong to it, for it's a question of perspective. Yeah, get it because of the title of the quest. Pressing the wrong button. Hooray! What matters is the perspective we choose to adopt. I've got so many different water bowls. I picked bowls that I can put water in. I've just won one of those stupid bloody caps, haven't I? Today. Ugh. You are possessed of bright eyes, Chris. Eyes that bespeak great understanding. They shan't lead you astray, so trust to them and to what they see. Now go and resume your training. I look forward to making your progress. Marking your progress, not making it. When next we meet. There's me again, being bad at English. Ooh, that's not a good thing. And with that, we'll be able to just grab like a custom-made tunic though. Although, of course, we are just talking about shafts after all. Pardon me? Wait, okay, we hit level 10. What gear can we wear that's better? Yeah, that's better gear. Level 10 quest, training with Leia! Yay! It pleases me to see how you have grown as an archer. Plainly, you have taken my counsel to heart and learned to see with your own eyes. I would now have you discover what it means to behold things from a different standpoint. You will call Leia Alapo, your senior in the guild. I have given you over to her care for this lesson. Speak with her and do as she bids. Alright. You are my teacher now. Teach me well. I've been expecting you, Chris. Shall we get on with it then? First, a quick review. Remember how the Bowmaster had you seek out and destroy targets hidden throughout the city? Well, I would have you do the same. This time, however, you'll need to venture outside the gate. Ooh, a bit more dangerous. I'm sure you realize this by now, but there is no guarantee of safety within the Troll's Woods. As you search, you should take care to mind your surroundings. You won't have the luxury of focusing solely on your quarry this time. You'll have to keep your eyes both for potential threats as well. That said, your objective is to destroy the targets alone, so before you do unnecessary combat, maintain a safe distance from any hostile creatures you encounter. Should you come under attack, take to your heels, risking direct confrontation only if you can't outrun your pursuers. Targets are hidden in the central shroud. As before, use the heavy shot technique to destroy each one with a single arrow. Go well, Chris. So yes, we've now got 6 targets to find in the central shroud. Upon doing so, will net us this part of the quest complete. Hooray! Simple enough. And of course, getting to the targets is going to be real easy for us, considering the fact that we have the power of flight. Though we will stick around the areas a bit more closely, because, you know, hunting log. Might as well and all that, you know. So yeah. I'm in the process of considering what I'm going to do with my Firewed. Leaf Green Nuzlocke. It's not Firewed. I play on Leaf Green. Because of what happened last time, where we accidentally lost the save data and all the progress. Well, no, we lost the progress. We didn't lose the save data as a whole, thankfully. But by God, is it annoying that the entire stream was basically when did we leave. Tracker site doesn't allow you to just simply rewind things, so I can't just go, oh, let's just pretend that we didn't stream at all. I'll just redo part. Fuck it, we'll do it live and whatnot. But you know, it's kind of unfortunate in a way. Because sadly, it's not like, oh, nothing bad happened, we can just go back through, make sure everything's of the right level and whatnot. Because there were deaths. So I'd have to make sure that they'd be boxed. But at the same time, it's like, well, we're now back at a point in time when they didn't die. You know? Like, clearly I need to figure out what I'm doing on that end. I don't know. Whether to, like, get back to where we were off stream, which is just past, which was just beating the Marowak in Pokemon Tower for the purposes of getting through the tower in Lavender Town. But we didn't actually finish it, so it would be like, get all that done, and then, hey guys, run to the street moment would have to occur, basically, or I save and then, and all that. Because technically we had dead Pokemon on our team. Dynamites. Or to do it all again on stream, and then it's basically going to be a very much redundant throughout most of it, because we would have to redo all of the Rocket Hideout, pretty much all of the Pokemon Tower, make sure all the Pokemon are the level they were when we lost all the progress. It's actually not as useful as you might think, you know? Being stuck in that sort of position where we've screwed up. Also, my usual motivation dies horribly when something bad happens. It just makes it just be like, okay, I just don't feel like doing it now. In this case, it's very much a factor of I don't want to be redundant on what we're doing at most of the time. This to me is a case of just having to try and figure it out in terms of the overall grand scheme of things. Then again, I'm saying that, but I'm grinding up these classes, so who knows, they can be considered as one and the same in some aspects, but yeah, well. Anywho's, back here with Leah Alipo. What does she have to say now? Well, you made short work of those targets. I must say, it seems you've learned to seek a prey without being preyed upon. Damn, I tried to say otherwise on that one. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you more practical experience, and we received a request just recently which I think will provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We've been tasked with culling the beasts. Pardon me. This request comes straight from Steelglade Fane, where the Wood Railers and the Quartz Quiver cannot spare the forces to attend to such matters. The Conjurers often turn to us for help. Before you ask, there's a good reason why they would rather not see this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. That's quite enough for Conjurers' troubles. Your saying taught you how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so while maintaining situational awareness, lest you be overrun. Consider this a comprehensive review of her lessons and my own. Your orders are as followed. Head out into the East Shroud and put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, using all the skills you've acquired thus far. Good hunting. Indeed, good hunting for us. How's our hunting log actually faring right now? What have we not done? All of these are in the Central Shroud, so if we wanted to get that stuff done, we'll have to go about it differently. Well, anyway, East Shroud time, which means heading over to the Lancers Guild and taking a boat. It's cheaper than going about it through teleporting to Hawthorne Hut. But hey, we're back. Hey, we're going back to where we left off last time. The East Shroud, hooray! This guy is always just so happens to be heading to or from the shroud when we need the boat in said locations. It's so weird. But at the same time, actually a bit reassuring. It's a guarantee, you know? Feminist fight. See, one thing that's great is that there's definitely a difference between, say, me playing Archer and, say, one of those damn Lalafels playing Archer, where it's like, yes, we know that they exist. We can see the fucking dots being applied from under the ground. So at the very least, they're cheating. Whether or not they're botting at all, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to accuse them that much, because at the end of the day, this is a subscription-based game, bravo, you fools. But the fact that they actually do more than you'd think. And I'm just going to assume it's because there's items in various 50+ stuff that they want to sell on the market. And that's the only reason I can think of. And that's 1 4. I love getting Hawkeye, not realising it, and then getting it again. Yeah, we got it now, but no, save for next one. Yep. Ooh, Hawkeye again. The fact that that is an ONG thing is a little annoying sometimes. Because it is basically a case of you might be able to use it at some point, you might just never be able to use it in a fight ever, and you're just there standing around being like, well, what do I do now? Tree Slug's a level 12. This is a level 10 quest, and they want you to fight level 12 enemies. Hooray! Maybe it's worthwhile finishing up the hunting log, especially if this is... pardon me, if this is quite early on terms of when you're deciding to level. Do keep in mind, we do get the armory bonus of the fact that we have a class at level 57, so we should be getting a little bit more XP in some ways, which is good. Shoot the sapling quest, that would be bad. Oh, we missed on the shot. God damn it. Yeah, that's a sign that we're fighting things that are higher level than us when we miss. So, yesterday I streamed a bit of Digimon Cybersleuth, and it is a fun game. I gotta say, I'm having fun with it. The thing is I do worry that I'm just gonna bring up Pokemon all the bloody time. So I think I need to like maybe make a post on like Booster or something and be like, hey guys, can someone recommend me Digimon related stuff so I have something to talk about when playing Cybersleuth instead of just mentioning the fucking god awful. Actually, no, I watched it too many times to outright call it god awful with that with the thing from 2000, which turns out was a bunch of OVAs, which is just like, oh, okay. Of course it's, but to be fair, it's actually from a time period where a bunch of like anime films ended up having like a bunch of music that's like A, super licensed, so good luck putting it up on YouTube, and B, weirdly informative of exactly the sorts of tastes people may have. Like some of the Dragon Ball films from that time period, for whatever reason, just had like stuff like the start, and it's just like, why? Did they not have anything better to use, like other than metal music? Like I thought they had good music. obviously I'm being a bit facetious there. I do like me some metal, so let's look at the stuff. I like the stuff. Oh wait, we killed Tree Slugs. Nah, I'm not paying attention. No, I don't know why I'm sliding off the stuff. To be honest, I quite like the stuff. Although to be fair, I haven't actually properly listened to Disturbed in a while. Like a song will come up on like a shuffle or a mix, and I'll be like, yeah, no, this is enjoyable still. look in my face, stupefy, like that, just randomly goes on. It's fun. But in terms of actually going, you know what I want to listen to? This stuff. How have we done that in a while? So anyway, we did hit level 12, we gained new skill in Bloodletter. It's a nice little thing that is separate from the cooldown of all my other attacks, so I can hit a Feminist Blade and then press Y for Bloodletter, assuming I've still got one of the charges still remaining. In this instance, I do not. So naturally that means we're unable to use it necessarily at all times. But it does mean I can hit a heavy shot, say like Hawkeye, I can then hit a Bloodletter, and then a straight shot, then a second Bloodletter, and then back to using heavy shot. There's a combo aspect to it, without it being outright a combo, like with some of the melee classes. And with that done, we need to report to Lair Alapo once again. We're not done just yet. Back to old Gridania though. I'm gonna take a drink. Right, you know what? It is getting a bit on the warmer side here today. This is the thing. At the end of the day, sometimes it's love. Sometimes I gotta say I do like the weather as of late. Since the heat's died down, it's been a lot more like, you know what? Sensible is the word I'd call it. Where it's nice and sunny. The occasional grey cloud occurs, but you're not too concerned about it. You actually feel like you can go outside and not immediately melt into a puddle. You don't have to drink 10 gallons an hour in order to stay alive. It's lovely. Making it back to the Archer's Guild. Judging by your smirky expression, I'd say you've acquired a feel for manoeuvring to exploit enemy weaknesses while covering your own. Vultures are want to keep their opponent at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution to this is simple. Maneuver to the rear. Shove an arrow up its butt. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack for disrupting spell casting with their secretions. As such, you would do well to keep the creatures away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is the key to success in battle, which is why it's absolutely essential that you know your target's traits. The knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the Keepers of the Moon conceived of archery, they dwelt not in the city, but the forest. For my people, hunting was a way of life. In hindsight, I suppose this was more of a lesson on hunting than on archery. Still, Lucene knows my past, mayhap that was intent. Hunting too is an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave it much thought. The more I think of home, the more I begin to realise. Forgive me, I'm not giving to fits of sentiment. Truly, forget I said anything. But do not forget that a hunter must recognise his prey, his weakness, and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. That concludes the lesson. Now I suggest you pay Lucene a visit. She is doubtless eager to hear from you. And, keep with the moon, you say. Ho-ho! We're keepers of the moon, we carry our harpoons, anything else is like no bells, we keep our rain in June. I love Futurama. It's a good show. It's good to see you, Chris. I hope you learned much from Leia. Indeed I have. Well, at least enough. You, Adventurer? Is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures? Yes. Yes, it was. And with an eye patch on, so screw depth perception. How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? I knew Makote were reckless, but she is downright irresponsible. Shame on her! Shame, shame, shame. Did I not warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our guild, Lucene? Every time she wasted an hour on game, she drags our noble art back into the darkness. I and this boy too. He is an embarrassment to us all. You're just being racist to Makotes. You do realise that, right, you filthy Ellison? That's quite enough, Sylvain. Sylvan. I just said Sylvain. I'm thinking fine, but now fuck. Your skill with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for our nation. Yet there is much and more you have yet to learn about archery. Chris has matured greatly in the short time that he has been with us. You know this to be true. I suggest you come to terms with Chris's presence here. You'll be giving him his next lesson, after all. Unless, of course, you have any objections. No? Good. As for you, Chris, I would have you devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lesson with Sever. Suffice it to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. That seems to be the case. On that, we can agree. Alright. Fine, fuck you, bye. We'll take a leather jacket. Damn it, we've done the quest, but we haven't actually gotten to level 15 yet, which means we can't do the next quest. The violators will be shot, which means we can't get the repelling shot just yet. However, that just means that what we will be doing is the hunting log. Hooray! Back to Central Shroud we go, and to hunt down all the various enemies that we need to kill. Since that's where all of our things are. Maybe we could do the level 5 Fantasy quest while we're here too. Who knows? So anyways, hunting log. Where is it? There it is. Nope, I'm going the wrong way. This way. The black F's in green tier. The anomalies in the same area. Trickster imps in the same area. And roselets in bent branch. Okay, let's go this way then. Since they're all practically in the same area. Ah, my channel Eve is active. Fair enough. Black F's are in the water. And Archer seems to be one of the ones that like seem to kill more than 3 of them. It's like 4 F's, 4 Mightlings, 4 Minion Swarms. It's Midge Swarms, isn't it? Oh, I've said the wrong word. I wonder if saying the word Minge could be bad. No, wait, no, it's obviously not that bad since I'm saying it. And curse you, /shit Simpsons shit posting. Stop saying so much about minging and ninjas and spaffs and why? Which British person told them about this stuff? My God, I thought I could be dirty-minded sometimes, but good Lord, truly I was wrong. These fuckers are up here. Then the imps are over in the area where you go and fight the golem if you stun with down here. Price is fine for them, isn't it? Well, we killed it. Right, okay. Now for the trickster imps. And lady kill. Oh, because they're ladybugs. Yeah, that makes sense. And into this bit of hold for these. Oh, pardon me. I think we're gonna need to do more hunting log than just this then. Oh. Because I doubt there's any quests for me to do in Bedania due to the... outside of like stuff that's like nearer to like Hawkeye. Just because of how we went about doing quests. As it might take a little bit longer, but from level 15 on, we'll have access to dungeons, which will go quicker in some ways. And hell, we can even do we can even do like Halatali, which we haven't actually done on here. And dungeons like that under the duty support stuff. Right, so that's that part of the hunting log done outside of the roselets. So do that, see whether we hit level 15 or not. I think the way I want to do this is we go from class to class. We'll get them to their job stone. We'll do whatever is needed to get the job stone. Basically anything that's level 5. Right, and then we switch over to the next one. So, you know, it makes sense to me, right? And you know, if this takes too long, then we can contextualize this into multiple parts. We might even take a break from grinding to go do the relic questline, which is a grinding in itself. Hooray! Or maybe we just carry on the main storyline. I think because, yeah, I haven't actually really truly started doing that much. One last Isla, and then we'll see whether or not they're level 15. Yeah, sweet! Which means we can now head back to Gridania and get our hands on the next quest. We can also see that they wanted us to do some of these things, like fight tree and saplings. Hooray! But yeah, more various stuff to do. Some in the central, some in the east. And I've gone the wrong way slightly. In fact, the tree and saplings right here, we can kill one right now actually. Since it's only the one and we don't actually get the experience from the actual entry bit itself until we've actually murdered the other enemies needed. I like how the game reminds you, hey, you now have access to the next class quest, as well as what appears underneath the main scenario quest as long as you're in that class. It's kind of neat, to be honest. Right, onwards! Back to the Archers Guild. I'm trying to think, what else is there that's on here? Like, oh yeah, the House of Death Bill, Sight to Behold. Oh, that's the sightseeing log. Pump No Longer, Bad Bladder, which is the last of the Allied Society quests, and then Carpentry. So this quest is Beneath the Planks, and of course there's Triple Triad related stuff. Right. We're here. Time for us to get started on the next of the class quests. Violators will be shot. I need to train up the Silver today. Welcome back. I've just been keeping your nose to the grindstone. As I mentioned when last we spoke, you'll train under Silver's tutelages today. Oh boy. Put aside your misgrievings and avail yourself to his wealth of experience. Go now. Present yourself before him. Alright, I'll go and take my clothes off and present myself. No, actually, no, that would probably disgust him more, actually. Humph. I see it was too much to hope that you would not return. The others believe that you have potential, but I am not so easily convinced. Like so many adventurers, you have not the faintest inkling of what it means to be an archer. And how could you? Archery is the power division of the Wildwood Elders, and the essence of this art, to reach one enemy, has been instilled in us over centuries. In that time, we have defended this great nation against every imaginable foe, granting us insight which you will never possess. Can you recognize the subtle signs that betray a coming action? No. Can you accurately predict an opponent's movement? No. Can you glean your foe's intentions at a glance? No. And can such things be learned by one who knows nothing of our traditions? No. It's only out of respect for Lucane that I have agreed to teach you. Oh, how lovely. Go to the East Shroud and seek out the targets hidden there. But do not presume this will be an easy task as before. As I told you, the ability to read one's enemies is fundamental to archery. Yet the trials set by my colleagues did not require you to do this. Mine will. Targets you seek have been hidden. I do mean hidden. In the midst of a region rife with savage beasts, they will play a part of your enemies. In the unlikely event that you spy a target, your limited range will necessitate that you slip past its bestial guardians prior to taking aim. A fate that I consider beyond you. Was that a frown? Mayhap you are thinking that the Makote sent you a similar task. You are wrong. She asked merely that you consider where your foes are. I demand that you discern precisely where they will be. How then will you go about this? Observe them closely and discern their characteristics. Learn to read their movements and recognize patterns in their behavior. If it has eyes, let it not see you. If it has ears, let it not hear you. Be neither where it is nor where it means to be, and then bypass unnoticed. But enough talk. Whether or not you heed my counsel is your decision. I will shed no tears should you fail. Tears don't fall, they crash around me. I watch your ties. Da, 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 da. Any excuse to have Bullet from the Fountain in my head. Hooray! Gee, Chris, what music did you grow up listening to? Oh, both from Valentine, Disturbed, Linkin Park. Actually, that's not Linkin Park side. Iron Maiden, Korn. But at the end of the day, we can definitely go down the road of how I went about listening to music in my childhood. You know what? I kind of feel stupid mentioning Linkin Park in a way, because I actually have not. I still actively try to just not bother listening to Linkin Park. I don't know what it is. Oh wait, no, it's the Rooms of Scientology. That's what did it. I don't know. There's just that part of me that's just like, I'd rather not. Regardless of whether or not it's good or not, you know? Oh yeah, I remember finding archery butts, but I just saw hunting log stuff and it just went, yeah, we'll do this one. Oh wait, hang on, we're level 15. Do I have any of the... Yeah, I do. I have a bunch of the level 15 gear. Right, now that we've actually got proper gear equipped. To be fair, from this point forward, the XP gain from the quests themselves ain't going to be nowhere near enough to level up to the next quest, so we'll have to get on the dungeons. Some dungeons, we'll only have to do them like once and we'll be done with them, level-wise. Others, we may end up in multiple times. Not to name any Blavlocks, any names. Sorry about that cough there. Ugh. Yeah, I might need to get that looked at. Oh, humouring myself as per usual. Oh, that's the last of the hoglets. Besides, especially if we get more experience here, then hey, most dungeons are actually need to be done. Yeah. Right, that at least gets a few of the entries done. We'll head into the areas where the archery is going to be. Carrying baggage is active, but to the extent, not long left, so... Yeah, this Northern Art Fortress decided to follow us. That's fine. Just means we have to kill it. Right, anyway. Our first archery butt is here. In fact, a number of them are just hit. Ah, yes, they're so hidden. Sylvain has done such a good job hiding them. Oh, such an amazing job. He stuck them up a tree. Multiple of them are just up trees. Anyone could do that. Anyone can just be like, you know where I'm going to put this archery butt for the archery lessons? Up a tree. Like, it's not creative, it's not special, and yet it is the exact same bloody task Layer gave us. Just in a different area that happens to have higher level mobs. So, you know, it'd be more of a potential challenge. Look, there's another one there, and another one there. Oh, so amazingly hidden. I think he's trying to insult our intelligence here, ladies and gentlemen. And how dare he? You know what, he definitely feels like someone who would definitely shoot on us and try and fuck on us. Like, how dare he? I'll sandbag his fucking moves. And then get dropped on my neck when an attempt of a powerbomb occurs. As it rightfully should occur. Because I would be the cunt doing the whole sandbagging. There's more than 6, but I will take it. Ooh, level 17. Oh, lovely. So yeah, actually one thing we can do is actually point this out. So, All Fail is not available yet, but the way it works means that at this present moment we have yet to hit level 20, which means we can't do Halatali, but we can actually do these 3 up to level 20, and hey, Busto. Then 24 we can go into Turtle Whack, 28 Hawk, 32 Blavlocks, 41 for Stone Vigil, and then, well, yeah. And there are some things that help bridge the gap in terms of these ones. So Halatali at 20, that bridges the gaps between the first couple and Turtle Whack. Sunken Temple of Quan bridges the gap between Bravlocks and Stone Vigil a little bit, which means you can actually use level 35 stuff. that's actually not so bad. Ornfeld's not available yet, boo, but it would help bridge the gap a little bit. So it'd be like 41 to 47, you'd be in Stone Vigil. 47 to 50, you can do that. But, Ornfeld. Yeah, do Ornfeld. Actually, you know what? I do ponder if the Ornfeld is going to get altered in ways to make sure that the game actually doesn't screw you over continuously, because some of the mechanics in that dungeon are not the best, to be honest. But anyways, since we have done all the targets needed to be hit, we'll head back and then get our next part of the quest line. You can tell it's a morning of a weekday. I have seen next to nobody. I know there probably is a few people idling around somewhere, but like I've seen no one. Lovely. Well, as in the game, obviously. If someone has shown up, look, a person, just a random person for their wind-up thingy. I didn't know exactly what it was. So you have returned! A passable performance for an adventurer, but a mere minimum for any archer. I carry with me generations of wildwood tradition, a tradition built upon the bones of the many outsiders who tried to take what is ours. It was my ancestors who first learned to conceal their presence and fight from the shadows, to hold the enemy at distance to protect the weak. All of it, everything was, this is a waste of time. You cannot understand. Try me. But if you are so intent upon following in the footsteps of my people, I bid you go to the North Shroud. Alax's scouts have been sighted near the river west of Etat Spire, and, unless you are entirely ignorant of Gridanian history, I need not to explain that this act of aggression is part of a centuries-old conflict. The minions do not matter. It is our leader, Nazul Catlan the Violator, who must fall. He commands the scouts and will be well guarded, yet he stands upon hostile ground, with bowmen and not walls for protection. If you are diligent and determined, you can slip through their defences and slay their leader. This is the art of the Gridanian archer. Embrace the wisdom I bestowed upon you, and the fight will be short. If you see the deed done, I will take it as proof of your commitment to us, and labour no more to drive you from the guild. Now go. Yep. Off we go. It's a wind-up Horsefont. How lovely. We've made toys of him. You know what? Fair enough. But it doesn't beat my fat cat. Because this fat cat. And fat cat is cute. It's cat leading the cat. It's maybe blinding the blind. But now, regardless. So anyways, onwards we go, and by God, it's foggy around here. It is a duty that we will now have to go and do. Simple objective, find the guy and kill him. The game tells us exactly which way we're not to be going. Oh, I can't not. At the end of the day, all these random additional twats, they don't actually matter in the grand scheme of things. It's more just they're just in the way, more like anything else. Nope, I had that way. Okay. There he is, surrounded by slow dudes. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I have no AoE attacks. Axel, in my forest? Nor if I have anything to say about it. Why, it's Lunadon's the matter. I shall assist you, adventurer. So we may have a little bit of help. Lovely stuff. Oh yeah, we have raging strikes. Why am I not using that? Where are the leader's magics? Maintain a safe distance. It is a necessary factor since we are taking damage. Oh, Dylan's not needed to be killed. He's there to kill the one that was harassing me. Anyway, with that done, that guy now disapparates into thin air, and all the Axel that were here now fuck off, and we can go back to the guild. Gee, I wonder if he'll be not too happy that some other person came in and helped. Into Gridania. This really tends to just be how all these quests tend to go. We'll talk to a person in guild, go off somewhere, do a thing, go back to the guild, repeat until done. But of course, obviously, there's more to it than that, because we get information about the characters, there's a quest line aspect to it, which is nice, you know? It's nice to have. Boing, 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 boing. So there it has been accomplished. Even now I struggle to credit the sentry's reports. Yet here you are, and Nazul Catalan the Violator is no more. That a goddamn adventurer should be so... Only by the grace of Nemia herself would you have survived. But even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word. Should you stay or should you go, I care not. You've completed the task and are no longer my responsibility. Go on now to Lucane, and she will doubtless wish to lavish you with praise. Oh, you'll get no more from me. Off with you. If he could swear away now, he probably would. He'd tell me to fuck right off. Stick his middle finger at me and whatnot. I'm going to understand that you single-handedly drove for the Axis scouting party, and you did so with precision and guile. How exactly was that training? He's just an adventurer. Sylvain thrust him into the jaws of an enemy in the hopes he wouldn't come back. That's true. And when against all expectation he did come back, the stubborn ass still refused to acknowledge his skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes, he said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Sylvain sees Chris's skill. Of that I have no doubt. Do you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It is habit of his to do so on those occasions where his tongue and his heart are in a disagreement. For all his skill at reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he is yet to recognize his own. Impressive work! You have applied yourself to Leia and Sylvain's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks while continuing to fire upon his opponent. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that, with regular practice, you will learn how best to employ it to your advantage. Remember your seniors' lessons as you strive for true mastery. Pardon me. And indeed we shall. Take bronze pieces. Now, we are at a point where we can go and do various things to get our level. Obviously, there are quests in other regions, but I'm doubtful on that being the case for the Shroud. So, and we also got Quick Knock because we hit level 18. It's an AoE attack. Hooray! Repelling shot can go over here. Quick Knock we can keep there. You know, it's just there. So, we're level 18, meaning we need 2 levels to be able to go into Haltali, meaning the best thing to do is to go into the duty support and just run for a dungeon quickly. No, I'm not joking. This is actually probably the best way to do things. Like, we can just run Satasha. Or Tantar. We can run one of these and it will go quickly. So, you know. Also, I might show off the fucking boss fight at Toroag. Who knows? But, you know, we'll do this fairly. We'll go into the different parts of the Shroud at this point, see what quests there are, if there are any. And if there are that are level around the same level, then we can do them. So we'll start off with the Central Shroud, see what there is, and then go into the other parts of the Shrouds. Obviously, I think the South Shroud is a little high level, so maybe not on that one. Yeah, the Central is going to just be simply the Hest, which we haven't done, and then over there's Fungal Frolic, and that's about it really, because then some of the other quests there start off with you doing Beneath the Plank, so yeah, that's what I was thinking actually. This is not got anything. We'll check to see if there's anything at Hawthorne Heart at this point, because, you know, I rather... Because cleaning up some of the stuff is not a bad idea. Also, hunting log. We have hunting log. We could hunting log our way to 20. Potentially. But yeah, let's just check. The replacement colours level 20. Me at the mat is level 20. Sonophobia is level 20. Okay, there is a bunch of crap level 21 for Roof Riders. Blood Price, obviously, and Fates Unraveled over there. That's a little bit higher level. The Fates are similar levels. Okay, so yeah, East Shroud's more level 20. We actually can see a quest here in the Sanctum of the 12th. Windy Wedding. I'll admit, I've never done that one. Let's take a look at it. We're gonna quick detour. Within the Bramble Patch, there's this area here, Sanctum of the 12. This person has a quest here. Does this quest give anything? Needs help preparing for a social event of the season. No, it just gives many potions and high ethers. Sanctum of the 12. Interesting. Ends up here with just a Sanctum Decadent. So weird. Just random ass areas that you just never go to. Like, at all. Wait, okay, anyways, back to archery. So, while there are some quests around here in the Hawthorne Hut, we need to be level 20 in order to do them, so... best bet is just head back into Gardania for now. Well, okay, I've wasted a little bit of time. It was worth checking. South Shore will be higher level than that, because of how, when you get a bunch of those quests, is... after you go to the Hawthorne Heart for the first time, so like in the main story, so probably best if we head back to Gardania. We do a bit of dungeoning. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Well, it will take like what, 10-20 minutes. But properly geared and all that. We can duty support it as well, so we don't have to worry about it not being sensible timing. So, you know, quick trip into Zatasha, get some experience out of it, you know. If we hit level 20, then great news! That means we can go straight into Halatali, basically. Well, also level 20 quest, so... This is going to be a way to be able to get your experience up, and that's the main thing to think about. We should probably also think about like our portraits for all the other stuff. Actually, since we don't level sync below 18, we have access to an AO to attack and quick knock. Maybe we can do that. Since we've entered the dungeon as not a healer, I'm just going to run off ahead. Oh fuck, that aggro's. Go over this way, please. Fucking hell. Okay, so lesson learned, don't do that. Actually, it might take a little bit. Actually, I don't know, actually. I think something like Zatasha won't take long at all if we, say, paired up with strangers. Because it is the literal first dungeon, so like everything dies really easily. And it's more dependent on whether the healer is able to heal the tank. Playing with the AI, you're probably going to have to take a little bit of time, actually. Ah, cabbage. Okay, that's the big one then. I realised that, but yeah, you know. Repeating a few dungeons here and there. This is just a great way of highlighting how the game works. Really. Like, obviously, we could go looking around the other areas to see what quests we can get that are more over level. But I want to do that with a classroom set area. Just so that we're in the area that we're meant to be for the storyline of the job. I think that's my mentality with it, actually. Like, we're not going to have that luxury with the Heaven's World classes. We'll just basically do a one. Basically, the way it will work with the Heaven's World classes is you do 1-1 of 4K. Or 1 to 2 ones of 4K, depends how much experience you get out of it. Then Blade Floats. And like duty roulettes. Like the roulettes in the duty finder. Like that's how you'd have to level them up. Which is a little annoying, but you know, probably good to get some of this stuff done now then later possibly. Besides, you know. This is called me taking a detour. I don't know if this will get me views, I don't know if it's worthwhile. But hey, you know, as long as I'm having fun. We got to this bit, which will be simple enough. Downside is, of course, I'm doing range attacks, meaning I'm just going to cause the aggro for myself real easily. Like the idiot I am, but you know. This also gives us a nice understanding of how to play each class. So, you know. No, it's doing the vulnerable thing, no. There we go. I do worry that with I'll just make just all the Pokemon references ever. And I think I'll just keep worrying about it. Like it's just going through my head, just like, I really should do something other than Pokemon references. But it's my only cool point. It's not my fault Nintendo, I sold my soul to Nintendo in the year 2007. Maybe a little earlier than that, actually, thinking it through. Not 100% sure, actually. Re-attacking. It works the way as it goes. Hey, considering the grind sessions we've done in Nuzlocke, yapping should be easy enough to do while we're doing this. Because there's no need to really talk about unless something different in terms of the class choice. You know what? I might just do this with like some of the other classes, some of the other DPS classes. Just actually like go try and While the AI does that with the giant clan, I'm just going to touch the green core formation. There we go. Switch has been switched, which means the inconspicuous one's here, which means now we just do that for the first boss. Chopper now spawns. Just pay attention to the order I do things. Like I was saying, in terms of dealing damage, we've got quite a nice couple of options by now. We've got Heavy Shot, we've got Bloodletter, we've got Dot and Feminist Bite, we have an AoE option now and Quick Knot. Yeah, sure, occasionally we might be able to hit a straight shot, but yeah, you know, it's not too bad. And yeah, you know, not really paying much attention. Easy to deal with this boss quite easily. various bits of gear that we might not have had already. Like these pointed earrings are not as useful, but we leveled up to high enough for those dawn wrist guards. Hooray! No, we don't have to do the final boss. If we hit level 20, I can just back out. But then again, it depends if I feel like it'll take too long for me to want to. Like, good thing is at the end of the day, like, I could have picked any of the 3 ones, but I just chose Tasha because okay. Tantara takes a lot longer than I thought it actually. Just cause there's the bit where you have to go past the thing instead. It's a lot more windier than Satasha. Like Satasha, the reason why the initial run through took longer for me was simply just because I wanted to explore the whole area. Just so it's there, so that we can go behold the map. Also, the first round. Anything. This is how quick it is to get to this version of the fight. Raging Strikes is still on cooldown. No, it's not. I do think they won't limit break while we're in DPS. So that means we can save it for later. To be fair, ranged physical DPS and magical ranged DPS is different, but see, we've hit level 20, which gives us Peloton. Really lovely support thing. We'll definitely put it on the second heart bar. With it, we can increase our movement speed. Hooray! We've hit level 20. We'll run through. We'll run through as Tasha. Get the experience, you know. But Peloton's a nice little thing. If you have a ranged DPS in your party, then Peloton's lovely to have as a way of moving through quicker. Oh, then again, this is the bit where you've got to like kill the enemies to get the key, because they can sometimes drop immediately, sometimes not. Can sometimes be a bit lesser. Hey, actually we got it quite quickly actually. Sweet. And we don't have to kill as many. There's like 4 additional mobs we will have to kill outside the person that has the correct key for us to get. So that's good. Whoa. That's the funny thing about that, is that the AI can just do things while we do this, because the healing AI will heal the tank. So I've shaved down to do so basically. I don't technically need to have done this stuff, but you know, for this instance we will. Maybe in other instances we won't, but then I might be like, oh, hang on, why haven't I got as much level as before? Maybe we'll end up like focusing too heavily on like billion hunting log entries by accident and end up not needing to do this dungeon many more times like that, you know? Besides, the only thing that's going to be unique gear-wise outside of just the DPS, healing and tank gear is going to be, for this point, for when we're born, is just going to be the weapons. So as long as we've got space in our weapon bit, which we'll actually like probably buy a bunch of glamour prisms for any bits of gear that I think look nice. And then start with the whole, truly a situation of glamour. Because we want to look fabulous while fighting various enemies, obviously. Oh, I don't have it on any of the hotbars. Fuck. Oh, yeah, limit break, but it's not needed. Not at least not at this very second. It's like the dog's dying real quick anyway. So Backlash this Sunday. Like, I don't see seeing them losing it to Orton, but you know, you never know. Really, they could do that, and then obviously people will be online being like, "What the fuck is this bullshit? Why did Randy Orton win immediately? Holy shit! Shit, what the fuck, WWE?" Like, this is the thing. No matter what they do with this final title reign for Cena, like people will be like, oh, if it happened, oh, if he's holding it by the time it gets to, like, nearer to the end of the year, it'll be like, oh, well, of course he's going to lose it to this person. He's not got many dates left before he's just done. And if he loses it immediately, people will be like, oh, what the fuck was this bullshit? Why did they do this? It's like, do you guys not remember his tying Ric Flair World title reign being a month long? He won it at the Rumble against AJ Styles for the 16th time. In an amazing match. And then a not bad Elimination Chamber for by losing it to Bray Wyatt. It's a shame what happened after that for Bray, where he loses the belt immediately to Orton, and then Orton loses it immediately to Jinder, and then Jinder's the one that goes on a lengthy title reign. It's just like, ooh, why? Why was it Jinder that got the lengthy title reign? You know? And people will say, oh, it's because they were going to do something with India. And then it's like, no, they didn't really do it. Because the moment that show happened, like, he then lost it to AJ Styles in the UK anyway. So, like, what was the point of it all? Could have given it to Nakamura, and then Nakamura and Styles could have a match or something. And whatnot, but no, we had to have that for Mania, and then people had to shit all over that because Nakamura's not going at 200 miles per hour like he did in New Japan. That's the thing, some people really do just piss and moan about wrestling all the fucking time, and it gets on my nerves to the extent where I've pissed and moaned about these people pissing and moaning. Like, just actually, like, before we do anything else, one thing I need to put on my fucking thing that I have yet to do so. No, not duty actions. Where is... I was in general? Yeah, there it is. Put it there. The limit break. Keep him there. There we go. That's how that limit break works. It's just a line area instead of it being a big circular area. Certainly is something, isn't it? Didn't know why a repelling shot, that was the wrong maneuver. Oh, we're definitely going to be like level 21 when we get out of this. Maybe even 22, who knows? Which means we probably won't actually do a Haratali one. Oops. Then again, we could probably, like, make it so we don't do this with, like, Lancer, go through it, and then Lancer our way through Haratali, or maybe I want to tank Haratali, maybe I want to heal Haratali, who knows? Well, less so heal, because I can't, but maybe, who knows? It's a shame we can't have physical DPS alongside us being a ranged DPS. Shame on that, but ah well. Oh wait, we attained level 23. Whoa, we went up massively. I've already got a Saladin card as well, so that's useless. Actually, no, there is a use for repeatedness of triple try cards. Unable to attain, unable to attain, unable to attain. We're unable to attain these things, you see. Level 23, that puts us in line with one level below Total Whack. Okay. Well, anyways, off to the Archers Guild. And Foe Striker boots. Hey, we've almost got the entire set for Foe Striker. That's cool. I like the Foe Striker set. It's quite nice. I like the black and red on it, you know? Well, anyways, Hussein, how are we doing? To catch a poacher. So why did this poacher choose to kill that animal? You should have a seat over here. And some other things to reference that one show that Chris Hansen was on. Come at a good time. I have a task for you. A petition has arrived from the proprietor of Buscannon's Doofus, out in the South Shroud. The petitioner, Buscannon himself, has requested our assistance in dealing with a gang of poachers. I'd have the three of you meet with him and investigate his claims. The three of us? I mean Chris, myself, and... It would be better if I went alone, Hussein. The Makote and the other one. Don't even recognise me as Makote. Ugh, fuck me up. Will only encumber me. No, Sylvain, you will go as free. As it past time you recognise Chris as a fellow archer. I will not! I have held my tongue on the matter of his continued presence here, but I will bend no further. Who in the seven hells do you think you are? Bode Lord Lewin? In case you've forgotten, you aren't even a quiverman anymore. That may be, but I've shed blood defending our borders, unlike you, Savage. Savage! You know nothing about me, you bigoted son of a... Enough. But one more word, and you shall have cause to regret your petulance. The three of you will go to Buscannon's Doofus in the South Shroud, now. Out of my sight. I didn't even say anything. This is just bullying. Bullying to the highest extent. Well, actually, something I level 23. I guess we could go do the quests in the East Shroud, actually. Funny that. You can also double check what quests there are in the South Shroud. Let's head over to the Central Shroud and fly down to the South Shroud. I'm saving money, as you can tell. Oh, hang on, wait a second. I'll pick that quest up later. There is a quest that we haven't picked up in Gridania yet. I probably should pick up, and that's the House of Death build, but I'm not planning to go in there. Besides, going in there on my own without any of the upgrades is kind of stupid. But, yeah. Anyways, to the South Shroud. Besides, I want to save the money so I can actually buy the weapon that I'm going to need for with the materia, if I can find one in the market mod. For the relic quest line, we're going to need that. And unless I'm suddenly grind a Disciple of Hand up, I'm not going to be able to do the materia part on my own accord. So, you know. I need to draw the rest of the thumbnails for One Reborn, at least for a good chunk of it. For some of the other side stuff. And of course this is actually a nice location because there's hunting logs as well. Oh, we've accidentally attracted an antelope on the route. So yeah, we can see there's the... Because there's the quests here. And the quests around here are of various levels. Some level 25-ish, level 26-ish, there's like one that's level 46. The levies as well. So, you know, there's quests. Oh, that's not it. Buscannon! Nice to see you again. Or maybe we're going to pretend we don't meet in this point in time, because, yeah. Ah, you lot must be from the Archers Guild. Welcome, friends! Now, as your Guildmaster will have said, I put in a request for some keen-eyed archers to help me track down a gang of poachers that have been plaguing these parts. If I may, it's not uncommon to find poachers in this region. While regrettable, neither the gods Quiver nor the Wood Railers deem them worthy of attention. Why then did you imagine them worthy of ours? Because these ain't no common poachers, they're Power Mujuk's gang. They say she and hers are always moving, staying one step ahead, but I reckon she's hiding out here somewhere. Thing is, I can't just send my people searching. I made a pact with the Red-Eyed Bandits. See, we stay out their territory and we don't make no trouble. They don't make no trouble at the doofers. That being so, I summoned the masked ranks of the Whalers and the Clevermen, all seven hell with fiercely blade groups. Assuming they thought the matter worthy of their attention, of course. Needless to say, that's not an option. As luck would have it, though, I've got 3 keen-eye archers to take care of things instead, and all without raising no alarms. We understand. You may leave the matter to us. Leia, Chris, split up and scour the area for any signs of the poachers. Should you discover anything, return here and wait. We will reconvene to compare our findings ere long. Go. Yeah. And we control Triad Biscon. Hey, actually, you know what? We should probably double check what our deck's like. Oh, no, that's the one. Card deck. Because this is probably not our best setup. What does it recommend? It recommends this. Interesting. Is that our best? Might be, actually, because, yeah, Olivia's just has 2 7-bits. So we'll save it. Actually, what is his Triple Triad like? Triple Triad? Gods, yes, I'm in. Oh, boy. All open Ascension Order. Oh, boy. Ah. Do that. Because he'll take it, and then I get to take it back. Ascending, which means we can't take it in any way, shape, or form. Do that, I guess. Done. Quite frankly, I think we lose. Yeah, we lose. I need higher costing. I need higher number cards for so many of these Triple Triad challenges, I swear. Well, anyways, heading out this way will lend us to where we need to go and look around to see if we can find what we need to find. Such as a poacher's arrow. Me scouring the area, trying to figure out where else things may be. Oh, the person there doing a thing. I don't see anything, but I'll check. Nope, okay, right, flying up then. Anything over here? Why, yes, there is. There's an iron leg trap. And then there's not really much more we can do here than hunting log, so it's probably further back down this way then. And doing balls. Yeah. Wishful thinking on that one. Right. Get ourselves these bottles and then we can consult with our allies. What else they may or may not have found. I'll wait for them. And once they arrive, we'll talk. An iron leg trap and a poacher's arrows. These are both evidence of illegal activity, but nothing that will help us find Poa. And these meatballs are but old refuse from before the Duffers was even built. They have no connection to the gang. What do you know of this Poa woman, Sylvain? I know that she's the most infamous poacher ever to walk the Twelveswood. A born leader, deadly with the bow, she formed her own gang of Makote hunters. Oh, that's why he hates us both. It's because we're Makotes. Racist. She was apprehended once and would have been brought to justice had she not tricked the foolish young sentry into releasing her before vanishing without a trace. Oh, is that so? Huh, the poor sod that was easily fooled. In any case, we've scoured the area and found nothing. How do we know that this power was ever even here? I say we inform the gods Quiver and the Wood Whalers, taking care not to implicate the Bushgorn and leave the rest to them. This doesn't concern the Archers Guild. It concerns good Dania, Leia. Poor Mujuk is a savage and utterly a moral poacher whose actions, however indirectly, threaten the city's well-being. But what would a vagrant like you know of the duties to one's homeland? No, more than he, I suspect. How dare you? And you, Chris, say something! Now's not the time for this. Very well. We'll turn to the matter at hand. Maybe we should take a second look at the clues we've gathered. Look all you want. Though the trap and the arrow we found suggest poaching, there's nothing remotely unusual about them. What do you think we should examine? Oh, the mead bottles. Why are you still carrying that rubbish? I told you those bottles predate the doofus. They have no connection with this matter. But if these bottles are so old, why do they retain the scent of mead? They must surely have been opened recently. Wait, before the calamity, Bushgorn once served as a sentry, yet even then he sometimes spoke of owning his own tavern. It was an open secret that he was brewing his own private stock. If some survived, of course, Bushgorn's Scar, his old lookout post. May not be Power Mujuk, but we must investigate at once. Haha! The meatballs were useful after all! Hooray! Quickly, to that one down area of wood that has a bunch of those crickens there. But guys, is this fight still ongoing? It is ongoing. Okay, I'm gonna end up aggroing everything if I try to land, aren't I? Well, it's worth a shot. Okay, good, we didn't. Added to a duty we go. I've got slippers right by my feet, but it's not really slipper leather, is it? Put them there. Just put them somewhere else, but yeah, well. Any signs? None I'm aware of. Look, the ground is covered in Makate footprints. Well, yes, Leia, we've both been walking around here. That makes perfect sense there. These tracks are fresh, very fresh. I wager the bandits were alerted to our coming and fled. Else they're hiding near. Oh, would you look at that? Take cover! Hey, and now I was thinking we'd caught ourselves some old meddling bloody masqueraders. Not that I'm complaining, hiding your face is downright bloody rude when you ain't been introduced. This is possible with stupid fucking face paint. Speaking of ill manners, don't you know it ain't decent to barge your way into a lady's bedchamber without knocking? I mean, you got us there is rather rude. Ah, crap, we're surrounded. You would lecture us on manners? Truly, I have heard it all. They have us outnumbered. We had best split up. Leader's mine. I'll try to isolate her from her litter. So there, Chris, I'll leave the rest to you two. Alright. As you will. Have at ye, fellow bowmen. Pew! For power! Get the bastards! Oh, right. You don't know how our parents were before birth. What was it? Status of marriage and whatnot. Don't let them get away! Oh, no, there's a hero. Yeah, that one then. Target the healer. Cannot allow that conjurer to draw this out. Indeed, you cannot. There we go. Remember your techniques. Finish her quickly while she is weak. This hunter is dying now. Pony. A poacher! Now down. Bloody hells! Why won't you two die? We're persistent buggers, aren't we? revoir. And this should be the last one. Yep, there we go. Duty complete. Was that the last of them? Have you seen Alopo? With me, Chris. Oh, crap. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Well, at least it was just the bird I got hit. Tisk, tisk. That was piss poor showing, sister. And you call yourself a keeper. A hunter with no fangs ain't nothing but prey. No. Thankfully, we're here to save the day at this instance. Hooray. Well, at least Silver was. Oh, bugger. Looks like playtime's over. Be seeing ye, sister. And off into the tree she goes. Well, we didn't get her, but at least we definitely killed a lot of her cohorts. We can't talk to these two, actually. So was Power Mujuk after all? Bisquan must be informed. Power Mujuk. I was no match for her. Oh well, we'll head on down and talk to Bisquan then. Seven hells, they were at my old post, and they drank my old mead! Oh, that stings most of all. Well, 'tis past time the proper authorities were informed. I'll send messages to wood railers and God's quiver. Red-belly bandits won't like it one bit, but I'll see they're told exactly who the military is after. I only hope it'll be enough. Of course, Poor Mujuk's no fool. Now she knows she's been spotted, she'll break camp and be long gone by the time the next bell sounds. The trail won't stay fresh long neither. Anyway, you've done me a great kindness, friends. Tell Lucien I appreciate the help. Indeed. You know what, we'll find a way, I'll just use my time. Welcome back. Sever tells me that you've encountered Power Mujuk. No Gudanian could fail to recognise that name, so oft has it been spoken and with such bitterness. I fear we lack the strength to face her ourselves. This is a matter for the Gods, Quiver and Wood Railers. That you confronted her and survived is a testament to your growing mastery of art. And I was surprised to note that Leo and Silver were not at loggerheads upon their return. I presume we owe this unnatural state of affairs to your calming influence. Yes, it was all our fault. No? Modest at the last. Truly your every deed bespeaks a clarity of vision far beyond your years. I implore you to share the perspective of your peers and help them to grow into better, wiser archers. As you go forth and temper your skills in battle, know that we always look forward to your return. Indeed. And it looks like I've got some of these bits of gears potentially, or just gear that happens to be on the same sort of level. So yeah, the next quest is not available yet, but we can have the bow. And actually, you know what, we can actually take a look at our portraits and be like, maybe we should do something with this. But at the same time, we don't have to just yet. So yeah, there's the next quest isn't available until level 25, or 2 levels below. So, you know, just gotta consider our options, really. Again, we can go into our hunting log. Take a look at what's needed to be done. Central Shroud, East Shroud, Central, East. So a lot of Central and East Shroud for these, which means, actually, you know what? Probably best idea. We can go do some of those quests in East Shroud, actually, at the Hawthorne Hut. I thought I was going to save my money, but we could do some of those quests actually. Hello, Hawthorne Hut. We have quests here. Like roof riders. More gear that we aren't going to be picking up, really. Woo! I shan't get a wink of sleep until I found out who it was. Hear my tale, adventurer. Last night, upon returning from my patrol, I caught sight of a child playing atop the roof. Fearing for the little one's safety, I called out, but the child promptly vanished. Now, we haven't received word of any missing children, but if there were even a chance, were not for my duties here, I'd be out searching now. Might I tell you to climb the roof and investigate in my stead? Yeah, sure, why not? It's worth picking up some of the quests around here while we do things, you know. Mainly just so that we actually clean them up. There's not going to be much more time while we do this. Replacement colour will net us some more dye. That's always lovely. You have a look of one who has seen more than his fair share of danger. I am Florimond, a sentry of Jocelyn Spire, though you would be forgiven for imagining me a sentry of this hut. So seldom have I left it in recent days. Sustained an injury, you see. Been out of commission for some time. Yeah, I used to be an adventurer like us, and then he took an hour to the knee, clearly. Anyway, my wood railer companions are about to commence a culling operation in the bramble patch. The thought of them marching into the jaws of danger while I languish here like a coddled babe is frankly too much to bear. What is it, son? But why I trouble you to take part in the operation in my stead? If you would do me this favour, seek out Captain Anun of Jocelyn Spire. He will tell you all you need to know. Alright, lovely stuff. Isabel Hawthorne also has a quest. Meat of the matter. Seeks to catch wild game and needs someone to lay traps. You are an adventurer, are you not? Ah, you have the same about you as father. He used to be an adventurer like you, and then took it down to the knee. Though he has long since retired, he now finds pleasure in welcoming travellers to this humble hut. We have to serve hot meals to the brave men and women who protect our borders. Small token of our appreciation for their efforts. Speaking of which, our meat stocks are running hilariously low yet again. I must head into the bramble patch to traps and game. Sorry to cut short our conversation, but duty calls and no one else to go to. Oh, I do hate to impose, but I trouble you to take this box of hunting tools and lay the traps in my stead. It's for a good cause, as I mentioned. There are only so many hours in the day, you understand, and every bell I spend on this task could be a bell spent neglecting another. Yeah, fair enough. Right, with all that sorted out, let us hop on our unicorn and hop onto the ceiling. Oh, well, onto the roof of this building. There's a young leaf. Another leaf. I wonder what this potential child was. Methinks it might have been a sylph. There we go. Chris struggles at jumping in Final Fantasy XIV again. And a small cane. Whee! Ow, my legs. Ah, you returned. Tell me what you learned. Ah, this stuff. Found this cane on the roof, you say? Just far too small for our use. Ready to belong to one of the Sylph's little solace, the settlement to the east. Well, I suppose that solves the mystery. It would seem that the child I saw was in fact a sylph, and I was so worried. Anyway, we should return the cane to its rightful owner. Please take it to a sylph named Delexia in Little Solace. She'll know what to do with it. While you're there, tell her no one certain times that people should not wander the forest at night. Well, not something we can do then. Up here is another quest, Swinophobia. Those frightful snouts, tusks like unto spears, and the squealing, that dreadful squealing, a deaf hymn that haunts my dreams each night. Why, oh why did I ever leave home to come here? Hail, adventurer! Your sharp-eyed mane tells me you're keen to prove yourself, and to your good fortune, I've a menial task. I deal for one of your fair to middling abilities. Wild boars plague the bramble patch. It is about time that someone called the herd. Well, I'll do it now. Pardon me. Methinks they protest a bit there. What brings you here, adventurer? 4 months replacement, you say? And you are aware of the risks? Aye, well, you do seem a capable sort. Florimond's task was to be slaying 6 black bats in the bramble patch. I take it you will now see to this. Very well. Wish you the best of luck. Yeah, seems good enough. So yeah, we'll now just go into the bramble patch and fight the various things there, I guess. Oh. So yeah, enemies are over there. more of the hunting tools get placed around here. Never mind. Apparently we're close enough for the board to aggro. Right. Back to applying that hunting tool, methinks. We have to kill 5 of them and the hunting log only needs 4. Hooray! Ah. Should have known this would happen. This is the thing, a number of these like quests are actually quite simple because it's always going to be like, go here, kill some stuff. But that's the MMO formula, you know? Oh, lovely. You know, I gotta be honest, I do think that in wrestling terms, something like the Money Bank briefcase, you give it to someone, that it's clear that you have intentions for them to be involved in a storyline where the briefcase matters. Well, you know what, some of this stuff could probably go in the second hotbar. I'm thinking of like foot grays and whatnot. Wow, I'm not really going to be using them as much. Peloton I will be using actually, but yeah. We've hit level 24. Getting to level 25 would be useful. So yeah, these quests. Right, just need one more black bat murdered and then we can make our way back to the Hawthorne Heart and yeah. Then hand in a quest over Little Solace and then I see if there's any more cleanup we need to do with quests, you know. Because Solace has some stuff, but some of it is higher level by default, so then again I've headed towards here first. Good old me. What brings Pokemon to the abode of these ones? A small cane. Oh, fuck's sake. Fucking Sid's Goblin. Anyways, what brings walking ones to the abode of these ones? Oh, the small cane. There we go. Walking one brings cane. This one was looking under every leaf and flower for cane. This one's heart is full of joy. Walking one is kind, like seed-seeing one. This one likes kind ones. This one will be friend to kind one. Kind one has this one's word. So we have a friend. Very new best friend for us to have. Hooray! It's the Royal Wimble! Anyway. How not? Well, please, you have my fowl. I will wear broadskin armour no more. I will starve before I partake in the tiniest morsel of salted pork. Just make them go away. Oh, well, what? The swine plague the barn patch no more? Oh, thank you, friend. To speak the truth of it, I've been plagued with a dreadful phobia of those tusk monstrosities in recent weeks. But I realise this will not do. Jocelyn's spire overlooks a hub of trade and military activity. And to shout my dues will be a dishonour to the hero whose name the spire bears. You have instilled no small measure of courage in me today, friend. And for this I am grateful. And we can get some high potions out of it. He has another quest. We won't pick up for the moment. We'll hand him what we've got and go off of that. Actually, we might pick it up still anyway. So you've seen to the bite bats. I couldn't have asked for a better substitute. You have my gratitude. Now, at the risk of seeming brazen, I would ask you a favour of my own. Might you bear a message to Florimond for me? Lad is being overly hard on himself for his absence. Tell him that his fretting avails no one. He himself leaves full. He serves the Wood Railer's best by getting back on his feet with all swiftness. And that requires peace of mind. Of course. I'll pick up the quest. Might as well. We're in the area. Stand in sentry. Will it be made sterner stuff than the average adventurer? How would you fancy doing a bit to preserve the peace? We patrol the area night and day, but a recent skirmish by a dozen of my best men in the infirmary. We're sorely short-handed as a result. It'd be good if you could help fill in for the wounded. Now, there are 3 strategic positions on our patrol wall, but each marked by twin and a standard. What you need to do is go to the 3 locations in turn and hold your ground for a while. Nothing to it, see? Indeed it is. This is actually quite a simple quest. We just go to the 3 locations and fight anything that happens to show up upon it. Like this one here with the purpley aura. Yep, standing a watch. Watching a standard. And the end of the day. Oh, wild chocolate. Gee, I wonder why the guy didn't want to go here. Oh wait, hang on, we're level 24. Yeah, we have access to gear from Tyrowak now. Damn it, trees! Standing a watch, we're watching a stand. See, I'm doing it differently because I'm doing a little tune to it. Ah, vulture that wants to ruin our day. As it does. Oh, we're over near the Goblin Hunters. Might as well kill one of them while we're here. Oh yeah, they have bomb toss. Be careful of that, don't we? That just gets that part of an entry. And up here is the last standard. By a gate that leads somewhere in the shroud. Nowhere we can manually get to, at least not from this part. So, you know. Ah! It's a lemur! Not lemur! That sounds wrong with French. No! I've heard that there's a game that came up recently. I don't remember the name of it. I know it's got the number 33 in it. Apparently it's French made. So, due to racism, I ain't playing. No. I just haven't got the money to buy it at the moment. So I don't know if it's on anything. So maybe that's something to look at as like a thing to do. I don't know. Good to see you back in one piece. It's that ought to report. Running with fell fiends, you say? Well, this is passing odd. We've never had trouble with the local fauna on this patrol route in the past. May have their numbers on the rise. Must keep a close eye on things. Anyway, thanks for your help, friend. You're welcome. I'll take the antelope steak. Right, now hand in the other quests that we grabbed a minute ago. Break our legs on a tent. How intentive of us. No, that doesn't sound right. Volley get your act together. A message from Captain Ananud? I see. This captain speaks true. I must say a great weight has been lifted from my shoulders. As bade, I shall focus all my energies on recovery. Soon to resume my duties, my thanks again, friend. You're welcome. I'll take the money. And Jezebel Hawthorne's quest. Thank you ever so much. Pardon me. Now all that remains is for us to wait and to pray for a bountiful catch. I shall have the woodwellers shed the traps on the morrow. They are more than happy to do so, knowing that the meat will end up in their own bellies, like as not. But if I might be made to speak seriously for a moment, it's not an easy time for it to be a frontier sentry. Fearsome beasts around these parts, and there is the Imperial threat besides. Thus am I glad that I, who cannot wield a sword, may yet play my part by preparing hearty meals for those brave men and women who willingly endure hunts that simple folk like me might enjoy peace. Indeed. I'll take the bronze pieces. Well, we've cleaned up Hawthorne quite nicely, I'd argue. Which means, yeah. I'm not level 25 yet. Hunting log, there's a hunting log we can do. We can head over this way and there'll be stuff. Nearer to Balsar's rule, as it were, there should be a few things. Oh, like the fairy twangers that are here. That bone weevil is fighting something. Fucking Lalafells underground. May their day be ruined and their disappointment be immeasurable. How? Well, I'm saying sometimes. Clearly. There should be the hunter raptor stuff here. Somewhere there. They're around here somewhere. Oh, maybe slightly more now. Oh, there they are. We're specifically looking at the poachers. The raptor poachers. Now, the suicide move would be to crit knock all of them. There we go. Try 5. We now get access to Ride Fully. It's an AoE maneuver that requires us to have Hawkeye on us at the time, so we'll have to straight shot our way to it. In fact, double checking our actions and skills will allow us to show that off. Yeah, we need Hawk's Eye. Only 2 more skills we can get out of being an archer. We'd have to actively get the jobstone in order for it. And looking at it, this grinding edition, so far we've done archer up to 25, and it's been nearly 2 hours. To be fair, we didn't start the stream immediately grinding. We did grab some stuff, but we did do some things before that, so yeah, on the length as a whole. We'll grab this quest and we'll head over to the Adventurers Guild, grab House of Death built. I can put it on the, so I can do that when next we're in the South Shroud. You know. But anyways, Homecoming. It wasn't that. Spider-Man Homecoming wasn't a bad film, actually, I'll admit. I need to watch more stuff sometimes. But from this location, I've been able to... Oh, there we go. So weird, that. Anyways. Hey, Lucene. Ah, Chris, I had hoped you would come. Maybe able to help. I'm concerned about Leo and Sylvain. They show signs of losing perspective, and, well, mayhap it is best you see for yourself. I cannot help but feel that both would benefit from your counsel. Consider this a personal request. Alright. We'll help them out with their problems. First things first, Sylvain. Oh gods, did Lucene send you to pester me by any chance? This is hardly a consigned, and it is most definitely not yours. If you must know, I've decided to leave the guild. Oh, okay. I mean to track down poor Mujuk and finish what we started. God's Quiver and Ridwell is content to ignore our warnings, but I will not let her escape again. I already made that mistake once and it cost me my place in the God's Quiver. Aye, the foolish young sentry of whom I once spoke. He was me. Ah, you're the foolish fool, foolishly being the fool. We had her, Chris. There was no escape, but then she began to wail about a wounded comrade, one who would surely die without our help. She looked me straight in the eyes and begged, and I blinked. I failed to see through the most elementary ruse. I fell Gradanio in the God's Quiver, and while that can never be forgiven, mayhap I can reclaim a measure of honour by stopping her. But a wanderer like you would not understand what it means to betray your people. Worry not, I do not intend to leave just yet. I will continue to gather information until I am certain of Mujuk's whereabouts. Make no mistake though, it is only a matter of time. No one along, will you? Oh, and if you're so concerned about your fellow guildmates, you should attend to that moping Mikote. The sight of her shuffling around while staring at her feet is bad for morale. Not that it matters to me. You say putting your hand up to your mouth, so you do care about her. Oh, it's you. Tell me, Chris, do you ever think about home? Do you ever wish you could go back? I mean, obviously she's running to my character here, but in real life, I'm like, what? Hop on the 21, and I'd be there with within a half hour tops, depending on traffic. So no, not really. That's right, people who happen to live in my hometown. I'm just lazy. Mine was just another poor village in Charleswoods. The fields were more stone than soil, and merchants hardly ever bothered to visit. We didn't have a lot, but we didn't need it. And then the calamity came. I remember running and the screams. It was so loud. So unbearably loud. And I was here, in a strange city surrounded by more people than I'd ever seen. I didn't know any of them, but I knew how to hunt. I was always good at hunting, and the guild gave me a place to get better. At least I thought I'd gotten better. Power Mujuk, she was so much more. I've been thinking that maybe this is a sign. Maybe Silver is right, and this guild, this city, it's no place for an outsider like me. And so I've decided to leave. I'm glad to have known you, Chris, even if it was only for a short while. Forgive me if this is too selfish a request, but before I go, I'd like to meet with you one last time, alone in the South Shroud. These Gridanians would not understand. Okay, Makote to Makote, we can talk it out. Since we are going to be heading to the South Shroud, I'm just going to sprint over to the Adventurers Guild and grab House of Death built so we can at least have the quest, and maybe also unlock Palace of the Dead. I ain't doing Palace of the Dead, because that requires either finding some people who want to do it with me, or having to do it solo. That's always fun. But it's an option. It's 5 to 9, and it's like no one around. It's so quiet. Did I pick a server that's dead? Oh, crap. Oh well. So yes, Nojiro Marujiro here has the House of Death built. As I live and breathe, you're the adventure everyone's talking about, aren't you? I think you've heard about that nasty business down in Isumhar. Surely you've heard the stories of a strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there. Oh, enlighten me. Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling you what I overheard from the whalers. So on the other end of it is some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map the place out, nothing is the same. A mystery if I've ever heard one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors, going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awful tempting. Don't take my word for it though. Head down to Isumhar and you can hear it straight from the Chocobo's mouth. Alright, well, that's a thing to do in the South Shroud. So let us just teleport over to Koimil. We'll sort out House of Death built. Because we can. And there's all the quests over here. Now I've given myself 2 markers, but now I know which is which, because Isumhar's over this way. I'm flying high up in the sky! Fuck you, game. Yeah, pardon me. I'm sorry, but I must insist that you... Oh, an adventurer and a rather seasoned looking one besides. On the off chance you're not simply here to gulp, perhaps you could lend us a hand. You see, despite the servant protestations of those Duskwights over there, we cannot permit civilians within the ruins at this time. Gave men and women like you on the other hand are more than welcome. That is if you've got the stones for it. Probably seek out the other station at Koimil. They can appraise you with the details. Yeah, that's right. We now have to go back over to Koimil to actually get the details of it all. Lovely stuff, ain't it? Again, that cat trap. Ugh. Oh no, enemies, potentially. No, don't hurt him! Why would I like that? Yeah. And there I was, thinking he might have accepted my kind invitation. I don't call him fighting him though. It's rude to presume, Sonny, and I do so hate rudeness. Wait, it's not his fault, it's mine. I invited him. Just remember the Archers Guild like me and he's not Gridanian. Ah, I do begin to recall his face. Aye, knows how to hold a bow, that one. Well, he ain't the typical recruit, but I reckon I might be willing to make an exception. No, it's not like that. I wanted to say goodbye. Whereas, ever since I went power, I've been at a loss. But I realise now that my place isn't at the guild, with the Gridanians. They'll never accept me. This is where I belong, with my people. Carrying on our traditions, our archery. Not Gridanians. This is me. I haven't brought this up, but seeing as you're trying to betray me right now, I'm happy to hear you out, but also fuck you. So I have left. So I'm going with power. Maybe you don't understand, but just promise me you won't tell Lucane or Sylvar, even. As you wish. Hey, you know what? I'll make the promise. Yes. Made you peace with your little friend, have you? Right then, let's go on with it. Shoot the bastard. Should have expected this one, Leia, to be honest. No! Ain't no love lost twixt me and the guild, is there? Then what's the problem with feathering a bloody venturer? No bugger will miss him. I'll miss him, alright? So just Just stop. Ah, she cares about me. Dear me, and I had such high hopes for you, Miss Alipo. Waste of bloody time. Keeper what's lost her nerve about as much use to me as a glass bow. But there's no sport in killing captured prey. Ah, I better not see either of ye again. Because if I do, I'll show you what happens to prey what staff enough to get caught twice. Away, sisters, away! Well, that was clever. How do you do it, Chris? How do you live in this place with these people? Why do you even bother? What have they ever given you besides scorn? Well, what do you see in them, Chris? Even though you joined the guild after I did, you've come so far, so quickly. Maybe you've even surpassed me. I was always stronger than you, Leia, I have to admit. I have to know how you've done it. I have to know what it is that I'm doing wrong. It's only one way I can think of to find out. Meet me at the bannock. Ah, that's in the central shroud. Anyway, we'll hand in the House of Death bill real quick then. And now we'll head off to the central shroud and talk to Leia there. Was it Leah? Or Leon? Or something? I don't know. Anyway, hello Expeditionary Captain. Well met, adventurer. I take it you've come to learn about more of the recent happenings in Isenhar. The site is of interest going to the Galmoran ruins, Galmora being an underground city which predates Gridania, in case you were unaware. Anyway, a few days past, we received reports from several anthropogiographers that a magical gateway of some sort had appeared in the ruins. Now all manner of creatures were coming and going through it. My men and I were among the first to examine it, and well, it's hard to explain. Across the threshold into a set of corridors we'd never seen before, then suddenly each and every one of us was filled with an inexplicable sense of dread. It was all I could do to even take a single step. According to Kotor, who accompanied us, the ruins are warded with powerful magics that sap spirits and aether of all who enter, rendering them even easy prey for the creatures within. Thankfully, he managed to devise a solution. Aether pull arms and armour, which safeguard and channel the wielder's energies. They may withstand the ruins' magics. Unfortunately, it does little to prevent us from losing our way, though, it's beggar's belief. Every time we have dared to venture into the ruins, we found the path to be changed. We suspect this too may be the work of an unfathomably powerful mage. Needless to say, something strange is afoot, and traditional tactics are not like to suffice. Even experienced adventurers will need to proceed with caution. In any event, if you believe you have what it takes to brave the ruins and discover what secrets lie in the deepest depths, you need but say the word. Alright, well we'll take the bronze pieces, and yes, this will unlock for us House of the Dead. Palace of the Dead, even. Palace of the Dead is now accessible. We may enter solo or in a party of up to 4 players. When speaking to the captain, you may be given the option then to provide a fixed party or a match party via the matching system. Players will start level 1 regardless of their current class or job level. Furthermore, only the Aetherpool arms and armor may be used when inside the Palace of the Dead. Each floor is randomly generated, hooray, procedurally generated content, including the placement of enemies, treasure coffers, and traps. Further details can be had by speaking with the Expeditionary Captain. So speaking to him can tell us more. Like, we can learn about it. So, you know, all this stuff. If your job, so fun fact about the leveling up is, we can read this here, when it comes down to it, you start at level 1 regardless of your current class or job level from floor 1. Floor 51, however, will start at level 60, and if your job or class is below 90 upon entering the deep dungeon, experience points will be awarded based on progress. Ooh, so this is a way we can also grind, hooray! There's a cursed whore, we can appease. That's what this bishop over here does. He'll appease the stuff and it will give us things. Potentially. So yeah, that's all that is for now to do with that. Not much more can really be said about it other than, hey, you know, it's a thing we can do to grind. Potentially. It's a potential thing. I might dabble in it with a healing class first and foremost, just so that I can, you know, heal my way through, not dying on a solo attempt, but... Or, you know, if I happen to find myself 3 other people who want to really show off Palace of the Dead with me, I guess, but... that will be dependent on other people, if I can find any, so... For the time being, let's head on into the Central Shroud and carry on with Homecoming. The quest at hand. Oh, it's still quite foggy around parts of the Shroud today. See if I realised it would take this long to just get to 30 with any of the classes, I probably would have maybe been specifically like the grind bit, Archer Edition. You know, which is why it's very much like, yeah, job stones. Because even this is taking its time, like. Anyway, getting here, we get a duty with Leia Alipo here. Shall we begin? Indeed we shall. Then defend yourself. Show me what these people have taught you. Well, they taught me how to heal and also how to throw the stone! Ha! Oh yeah, you conjure first. But anyway, yes, that's right. We're facing Leia now in a bout of archery. I said fight me, damn it! Why are you holding back? I'm not gonna kill you. Is that all you've got? I know you can do better. Oh, yeah, foul. Not bad, but I'm not finished yet. Uh-huh. For my people. For my family. For me! I see now. Right, I suppose that taught you a lesson. Duty complete. Lovely stuff. We love it when it's quick, simple, easy thing to do. So simple. You've opened your eyes and looked beyond your master's faults. You've accepted their teachings and taken them to heart. Even Sylvain, who for all his bigotry wishes only to preserve his traditions. I lost sight of everyone else's struggles and became obsessed with my own. So afraid to let go of my cherished notion of archery, my family's notion, and learn another way. I didn't want to betray them or dishonour their memory. But I have a family here too. A family that sees the wider world. It's willing to show me how blinkered I had become. As archers, we train our eyes and minds to be unforgiving, to defy any attempt at concealment, and discern the naked truth. It is little wonder then that I have neglected to look inside myself until now. Though unquestionably worthwhile, I've found the experience rather excruciating. Thank you, Chris. I know now that I belong at the guild together with you and Lucien. And yes, even that bloody wildwood. God help me, I think I might actually miss him. See, we're all gonna get along. Anyways, time to go back to the Archers Guild. So one thing we can do is, while in a city state like this, is cast Peloton while also being here. Now Peloton is practically, like, really easy to recast, so, you know. Movement speed in increased effect ends upon entering battle. Other people have started logging in. Maybe people have finally woken up today. Hey, that's always nice to see, though. Other people playing the video game. But still, anyways. Onwards! We've done quite a good job, actually, getting to level 30. We're level 25, so we got the level 25 quest, and then we can spend the time heading into other places. I might expedite this a little bit and like purposely get everything up to being able to do dungeon ones with. Welcome home. You need not say a word. One look at Leia's eyes was enough. Thank you for returning her to us. When we focus on a single goal and pursue it with passion and fervour, it becomes easy to lose sight of what else lies before us. With your skill and vision, Chris, you can help your fellow archers to look beyond themselves and remember their comrades. Hope I can count on your support in the future. Indeed. The Valentine bandana here is actually better than what we've got. So that makes sense. We are using. Okay, so. Right. With that in mind, our next quest is not till level 30, but that will net us Windbite, and it will also be the last Archer quest. So now it's just a matter of we can carry on doing hunting lot variety stuff. Some of this will be a lot low level comparatively, but you know. Could also run into a dungeon real quick. We're level 25, which means Total Whack is the one we'd be going into 100%. There is no real alternative. Yeah. We'll do a Total Whack one. Pardon me. Right, okay, so Welcome to Turtwag, now with not a bleeding stupid pie that's gonna leave me to die horribly. Yeah, I'm still pissed off at that. It's like the one negative dungeon experience I've had. Actually, you know what, there are more enemies here, so we can show off this. And you can see it. Okay, yeah, it's a slightly stronger AoE attack, which kind of sucks in a way. We can get a Hawkeye out of it, but using quick knock. But White Folly just isn't all that strong with it. Like, ooh. We've got a nice long bow now. We do a flip to do that archery attack with Wide Volley, but then it doesn't really do much damage. I'm a little upset with that, actually. Boingy boingy boing. We make our way down. Going down, down, I've heard more than one person say like fandoms have gotten more Puritan lately, and I ponder what they mean by that. And it's usually like, oh, people aren't willing to ship characters together, and it's like, so it's turned into majority all these fandoms are majority teenagers that seem to really not like the idea of shipping characters together. I'm like, really? That's Puritan? That's Puritan? You know what? Some people accuse of being Puritan is just simply just not doing lewd shit with underage looking characters. That's not Puritan. That's just being sensible. Shipping characters is like, what? How is that Puritan? I think there's definitely arguments to be made. Maybe in some series shipping characters together is not the wisest decision. Like, I'm gonna say it. I think some ships are bloody weird. Am I going to call people out on it? Not really. Am I silently shaming them on them? Yes. Oh, 100%. But you know, to me it's like, at the end of the day, when it comes to fantasizing characters being in more of a loving relationship with one another, that could be very wholesome more often than not. Like, I want these two people to be in a good relationship with each other and have a loving family and love each other wholesomely and whatnot. It's like, that's fine, you know? Like, you shouldn't have an issue with that. I think some of it does come from all the people that obviously didn't grow up on like shipping laws or whatnot, where it's like, no, this ship is superior, no, my ship's superior, and then someone in a rowboat being like, actually, my ship's better, as they sing along before a single stone gets thrown at them and knock them into the water or something. Because let's face it, that's always how it's been, because for any fandom ever, there's always going to be that element of shipping. And you don't even need to go lewd with it, just keep it wholesome. I think some people definitely take the woman end of the stick. I mean, take any franchise or any game where people die very easily. Of course people are going to headcanon like alternate universes where they end up being fine, and they don't end up having to the magic gear, the monocle, where they don't end up in their predetermined fate of dying. You know, I think there's something to be said about it. Because, I mean, let's face it, like, of course people are going to say Danganronpa, for example. Of course people are going to ship various pairings of the casts together. Most of them die throughout the game. Like, it's the best way to have more stuff to do with them in the fan, in terms of being a fan of, say, character. Like, I don't get why people ship let's use Danganronpa Trigger Happy Habit. I don't get why people ship Makoto and Mukuro together. In the main game at the very least, Makoto never truly meets Mukuro. So, like, in the same sense. So it's like, it's weird that it's a ship. And then I remember, oh yeah, there's the If AU novel thing that you can read in too. That explains it. Some people really, for some weird reason, like shipping several pairs together that I'm like, no. Anything involving Kikichi in V3, I think that I just don't get it. I like Kikichi, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have someone just be such a presence in terms of obviously doing shit that people don't agree with. And how often it actually furthers the plot in V3 is fun. It's fun to see. But I don't get the ships, any of them really. I just think, okay, cool, whatever. Maybe that's a difference of opinion from when, obviously, when Trigger Happy Habit came out versus when V3 came out, you know? But then again, you know what some people certainly think would be even weirder is, say, shipping a character with your OC. Essentially saying you want to be with that character, you know? That could be weird. That could be fucking weird. And quite literal on the fucking part in some cases. Some people really do have those fantasies. And it's like, gotta be careful sometimes. Like, the thing is, like, I can vouch for myself, but obviously I must have had some levels of fantasies based off of how I referred to some characters when playing certain games. I will not go into any further details of that other than Fire Emblem Engage. Watch that playthrough. Watch the playthrough of my playthrough of Fire Emblem Engage, and you'll know exactly which characters I definitely have fantasized over. Thankfully, they're all adults. Thank fuck for that. Or at least the characters that I fantasize over. Because, you know, that's one thing that's definitely probably different as well. Some people have grown up and stopped doing it all. So now you've got the people who haven't grown up with that sort of culture. I, for one, did grow up with some of this because the internet certainly forced that into my eyeballs. I remember distinctively people at school back when I was a teenager shipping fucking real human beings together. Do I even need to utter the words of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier and other YouTubers of that variety of the time? The fact that people did ship them together on like Tumblr and whatnot was fucking weird, alright? Because I think that's where I definitely draw a line with real people. Maybe that's why I don't give a real level of care over, say, some of the VTuber stuff. Where it's like, oh, look how cute these two are being. Oh, how wholesome and cute, and ship them together and all of that. And it's like, okay, this is weird. I understand the characters that they play, but like, this is the closest thing to real people that you'll get for like anime avatar stuff. Like, still a bit weird to me, to be honest. Don't really like the idea of shipping real people together, you know? That's why whenever people do start doing that, I'm just like, no. Whereas with fictional characters, it's like, no, this is fine. You do you, crazy people. It's like, if I was to even begin fantasizing about any of the characters in Final Fantasy XIV, no, I think people are weird about Gwaha sometimes, but... Oh wait, we haven't gotten to the point where we see Gwaha yet. I'll shut up about that one. Yeah. Spoilers for Crystal Tower aside, I certainly think it's a bit weird sometimes. Obviously, anything involving a Lalafell, that's just instantaneously in the looks like a child category, which means no. I can be like, I like the character. I ain't gonna fucking go down that route though. Like Tataru. Tataru's cute, but I wouldn't be like, yes, this makes perfect sense. I would definitely want to get arrested by the cops with post-haste, you know? Maybe that's just my line of thinking. I don't have to say anything. I mean, Banquet doesn't look too bad. Nymphilia obviously looks quite fine. Would love to see Yida without the mask, obviously, in terms of where we're at in the playthrough. I won't say anything in terms of whether she'll take it off ever. Before I can fully comment. Yuan and Jay is completely hooded from head to toe, so no comment. Alphino and Alice are too young to even begin thinking that stuff. As in, I think they're what? Like 15, 16-ish? If memory serves. And that's just the silence. Obviously, some of the NPCs, they definitely look good, obviously, but then again, if I want to talk about Final Fantasy and characters, then I think that discussion can start and end with... Actually, I don't know. Obviously, like the first couple of games, less so, because there's not really much in terms of appearances for characters due to the more pixel art style that is used during those times, due to, you know, being on the NES and the SNES. So less so on that front. Pardon me. I mean, obviously, Final Fantasy fan. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII gives you quite a few characters that are like, yeah, no, I can see it. I can see people being like that. Less so with some of the other ones. Definitely less so. But I think that's obvious. I think it's definitely worth never outright kink shaming someone for having fantasies of virtual characters, but you will probably want to tell them to touch grass at some point. I think this whole talking, this whole yap while we go through Turtle Rack has definitely 100% been just a, okay Chris, we get it, you need to go touch grass. I'll have you know, I touched grass yesterday. It was nice and firm and green. And in some cases, probably some things need to be sorted out in terms of the grass in my garden. But well. Oh, you have to kill them. 100%. The whole touch grass argument is definitely needed. Tumblr was certainly something. It was interesting to see how many people kicked up a fuss over, we're gonna ban porn, and just immediately it's just like a whole bunch of people are just like, oh well, that's it, we're fucking out of here. It's so funny, because like Reddit's probably going to do that one day, where every single not safe for work thing just gets purged. And people are then going to flee to somewhere else. At least the people that are too obsessed, too horny-minded and addicted to doing lewd things to themselves and potentially others. That's a Puritan mindset, but it's a sensible mindset to have. That at the end of the day, the people that use certain platforms just for porn, they're going to leave the moment it's gone. And it's like, well, to be fair, the number of subreddits that basically have to outright admit, oh yeah, no, we end up seeing like tons and tons of CP. Like, no, you do not want to moderate one of these subreddits. I mean, to be fair, Reddit is a good example of when people do go over the line. r/jailbait was a thing, 100%. And it was left around for way too bloody long in Reddit's existence. Yeah, they eventually had to get rid of it, but ugh, I think that starts and stops that part of any conversation. And we've made it to the abdication chamber. Such a gooey feel as we walk down the hallway. So this is the part of the cutscene. So this cutscene is the cutscene we didn't actually fully watch, wasn't it? Oh look, the boss. I think there was more when on the first playthrough, in my opinion. I think there was meant to be more. Because obviously because there would be the stuff to do with the Sylph, wouldn't there? But anyway, welcome to Griffias. The actual fight, now I can show it off instead of last time we were in here and I couldn't. Silk screen, as you can see, is a simple line AoE, that's mainly for the tank to avoid. Obviously for us, we're not going to have to worry about it as much. Sticky web is a thing where it puts like a cocoon thing on the ground and it will explode, so it's a fleshy pod. Pod burst will occur. As well, some cosmonites will appear, mites even. We really do have certain topics on the mind, don't we? Naturally, once that's done, we're then back to find the boss. Notice we've got to level 27. Well, we're able to go into Hawkeye soon. Once this part has happened, the tail is going to be attacked. Also, my AI companions love to stand in the fucking poison. I question the sanity of it. Well, anyway, we're not going to get to level 2 while in a break. Might as well just use level 1 now. Damaging. So this is the part I came in and got immediately swarmed by a bunch of the AI, part of the enemies, because when I was healing, because the fuckers didn't actually bother tanking properly. So, you know. The fact that it has like this entire other health, more health, just because it takes a while. Anyway, we've got the bow of arrows and we shot up to level 29. That's lovely. We could go into Hawkeye. We could. One of the things defeated now. Lovely stuff. The bow of owls. Slow. How lovely. Ooh, gladiator frostbite arms. We'll probably have to go through a bunch of those gladiator arms, see which ones are ones that we have already. Or whatnot. So we're now at level 29. I don't really have much in terms of... Oh, actually no, Hawkeye might be 30. No, it's 28. So we don't really have much in terms of the Hawkeye gear. Which means it would be a Hawkeye 1 if I do that. I put that cat on the desk. Look at it, on the desk now. No. No, it's so cute. I'm also cute, definitely. No. Right, okay, well... always hunting log our way through this stuff. Just... I don't know, running through 2 dungeons might take less time, possibly, I don't know. Another dungeon. I realise we're just doing Archer at this point, aren't we? But that's fine, I guess. We'll hop over to the central shroud. We'll clean up the hunting log a bit because we're high enough level where it's like, at the end of the day, getting it done is probably worthwhile. Besides, then once we have got it all done, all the entries done that we can do without it being over level enemies, we'll probably be high enough level. Or hell, we could take a crack at Powers of the Dead. just be like, behold, this is what Palace of the Dead's like. Really, I think the end of the day with the topic of shipping is that do be sensible about it. Don't go overboard, and if someone's not interested in it, maybe stop pestering. That's the thing. When it's a topic that people don't give a shit about, sometimes being overbearing with the stuff can be a bit on the... No, let's just dynamite over here. I was just observing to see if there's anything else. I need the arbor. Dynamite will be over there. There's a fate, but we're not going to worry too much about that. The sting. Careful, we might have to face the sting. Yeah, this is like level 11. We've shot up massively in terms of level. Oh, it's one of the 4 ones. Okay. I need to pay attention. Woohoo! But invalid. Oh, because I wasn't actually targeting it. God damn it. Let's get some experience. You know, doing a bit of hunting log feels fun. Oh wait, no, yeah, the magic bones. There is a reason why I went that way. The magic bones. Mandragora, that's over in the East Shroud. It's over the giant gnats, and then Antelope Dope are in the South Shroud. So we can head over to the South Shroud first, and then head over to the East Shroud easily. Yeah, magic bones. They're over this way in the bit near Tantala. So yeah, since we're right by the South Shroud, might as well actually get our hunting log bit done. And then head back up to the East Shroud and do that stuff. Like I said, I think in the previous stream, I might separate playlist this actually. Like, after the stream, I'll take this out of the main playlist and put it in like a grind playlist. So it's like, this is the playlist for all the grind sessions, you know? Because it's gonna happen, there's gonna be more. I think that's the thing we're gonna have to deal with. So I might draw like specific pictures of me specifically doing certain classes now. Maybe on that front, because we're gonna do that with the Heavensward stuff. So I'm doing it with all this, I'm doing that with Heavensward. I may choose to opt to go, no, we're gonna specifically only do so much I want to do, and then go from there. Because yeah, like, we've spent 2 hours 40 minutes and it's gonna probably be nearer to 3 hours getting to level 30 as a whole. Like, that kind of surprises me a bit that it's taken as long as it has. I thought we'd be quicker than we were. But like, Mandragora's being a one and done enemy. Like, seriously? Like, they're just a random ass level 13 mob. You know? Now, Gorgats, on the other hand, the Gnats, as they were, are over this way. Sometimes the Royal Wimble Fate is active, but... randomly on my feed, Calvin Harris's Acceptable in the 80s cropped up, And it's like, the first comment I read is someone going, no, this wasn't in your feed, you were not recommended this, you searched for this. It's like, no, legitimately. And you know what's even funnier? I'm a fucking wrestling fan, so it's 100%, all wrestling fans know exactly how that ended up on my feed. Because you hear acceptable in the 80s, and then the following, well, hey, actually, it might not take us till the 3 hour mark. That gave us the experience needed. Hooray! Because no, it's exactly what it is. You hear it in a wrestling review podcast does it. It's OSW, old school wrestling does it. OSW, because you hear acceptable in the 80s, and then you hear the hello from some Irish cunt. Once again, I must repeat, I am English, so this is not racism, this is just me being racist. Huh. So I guess it is racism. Happy days are here again, as I'm being racist. But no, to be honest, I only really watch the old school wrestling review stuff. Mainly just because I refuse to watch the AEW ones. Because it seems like, for whatever reason, 2020 to... Oh god, even to this day, there's plenty of people online that will just jerk off AEW, and it pisses me to no end off, because it's not good. It's like, oh cool, I like the fact that there's alternatives to WWE, that's good, but if it was actually a quality product, I'd be more willing to accept the jerking off of Tony Khan! And it's not good. Tony Khan is a horrible booker. Even the shittier parts of WWE booking, I'd rather take that. I'd rather take the booking of New Japan. Actually, no, not that. No, actually, no. New Japan's boring and shit at the moment. But that's because all their talent got away. Then again, all their talent fucked off to AEW. So, you know. The one that got away. The Level 30 quest. Doing this will net us another quest after that. The next quest, which will be to do with getting our Jobstone. Hooray! Oh, thank the gods you come, quest. Perhaps you can talk some sense into this stubborn fool. I guess I could try. Calm yourself, Sylvain. At least let us petition the Order of the Twin Adder for... There is no time, Lucene. Power would be long gone before their forces had even assembled. Alone I can move more swiftly, take these poachers by surprise and force them to divulge her location. I mean, that's not how you feel, but this is too reckless. At least allow us to accompany you. You, the adventurer and the savage? You cannot understand. Savar! I do understand. I know what it means to take pride in your home, to want more than anything to protect, and to be consumed by guilt when you cannot. I see what you're going through, and I understand. This skill taught me to open my eyes and see clearly. I beg you, open yours. You have friends here, ready to fight. You have us! I have now considered you my friends. Do not follow me, he says, hiding his mouth. He does care about us. The bestest of friends. Well, his lying certainly hasn't improved. If he honestly thinks he's doing us a favour by forbidding us from getting involved, he's an even bigger fool than I imagined. Come, Chris, to the South Shroud. Alright. To the South Shroud once again, ladies and gentlemen. We keep going there quite often, don't we? To be fair, that makes sense. That's just how it is. We gotta find him. Probably Reno. Try to do this one-handed. Not the easiest. It's still like in the bowl I'm used for water today. There's still that tinge of like orange because it was a Fanta bowl. I just removed the label, and it would appear here that Sylvain has definitely done a decent job, but clearly needs help. You know, clearly. Well, this is unfortunate. Pardon me. Sylvain! Leia! Chris! I told you not to follow me! I neither need nor want... Don't take me for a fool. You cannot conceal the truth from this archer's eye. Chris, the others are almost upon us. We must make our stand here and protect Sylvain. Alright, let's do this then. Lo and behold! Enemies! Brought friends, did ye? Then ye won't have to die alone. If you want him, come and claim him. Where did didn't even consider his cello for a second then when I talked about the silence, didn't I? Then again. All the generic attire. Probably doesn't help matters, but I don't know. Oh, there's a healer. Oh, the healer said, "Careful, these ones are feisty." Oh, I guess we are. Gridanian bastards! How dare you attack our people? Oh, they're using Cure too? Oh, the healer healed themselves! Boo! Boo, I say! Oh no! I'm blind! I guess I shall have to now play the game with my eyes closed. Anyone that actively does do that are foolish people. Alright, well, let's defeat the poachers. Yep, my back. Woo. I told you, I do not need or want your assistance. Quite why you have deluded yourselves into thinking you're the one who's deluded, thinking you could deceive us, even when a blind man could see that you cover your mouth every time you tell a lie. Observe with intent, overlooking not the smallest detail. Discern your subject's unique characteristics and recognize patterns in their behaviour. I learned these things from Lysane, and from you. And I'll be damned if I'm going to watch you get yourself killed. There's still so much I don't know about Gridania and Wildwood Archery, so much that I need you to teach me. I suppose fixing your form is the least I can do. Why, Power's gang is already on the move. We have but one chance to catch them. Poachers throughout the 12th were to use bone whistles like this one to communicate with it. I believe we can lure Power out of hiding, assuming she has not moved on. So that's why he came to take his what? For this gang's whistle. Chris, if you are determined to help me, I have a task for you. Power was last seen near Ismharm, to the east of the camp. Through a hollow tree trunk is a clearing with 2 streams meet, and Efsa want to conquer it. We will lay our trap there and you will be the bait. Do not fear, I swear my honour as a Gridanian archer that no harm will come to you. Oh, I could be the bait. I'm the strongest one amongst us, so, you know. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah. I forgot just how much experience we seem to get from dungeons, so we could actually, we could do 1 of 4K and then immediately just into play flops for, 2-3 ones. Time consuming potentially, but, you know, we'll definitely have all the gear from Bayfox, is what I'm saying. Well, anyways, down here into the destination, and someone doing their fishing, or mining, or botany. Looks like they're sitting down and fishing, so, anyway. You know what, fair enough. While we, meanwhile, serve as bait for a gang to try and shoot us with. With arrows and pointy sticks. Bollocks! I knew I should have trusted me gut. Well then, you should have trusted it more then, clearly. Hi. I'm here to ruin your day. Some blokes just can't take a hint. I do hope you'll forgive my forwardness, madam. No, sir, 'tis most flattering. Wouldn't ye agree, sisters? Why don't we show our gallant Wildwood admirer and his mates just how much we appreciate their attentions? I hope you like it rough, darling. Oh, God. Please, not rough. And we're considering where we are, it'll be rather dirty as well. Ugh. It's like, honestly, it's one of the reasons why I don't talk about... Oh, going back to the previous topic while we're doing this, because, you know, we're just getting over there and just shooting the poachers. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why I don't talk about Senless anymore much. Because there's people that are too busy being like, yes, the children. And I'm, or at least the most childlike ones. That look like children, act like children, you know, how you're better say something, otherwise we're just going to assume that they're a child. You know, and I'm just like, why do I need to be informed of terms cute and fun, you know? And why do I suddenly get this urge to punch anyone who mentions Blue Archive? See? Saying those words get me the urge to punch whoever says it. I think some forms of media should just go into a hole and burn to death. That'd be a too kind of mercy, actually. Anyway, we've killed all those enemies, now it's just Poa now. Referred to as the Ghost. I guess that's because of all of her escaping that she's done. I'll always utilize Wind Bite. We don't have Wind Bite, you see. She actively paralyzed us. Fuck. It's just me, or is it getting a bit chilly out? Oh. Don't, folks, I'll keep you warm and toasty. Oh no. Don't set me on fire. Leia, Chris, spread out. She has oiled arrows. Ah, that's exactly how you keep things toasty. Sadly, I've been paralysed a little bit, but... oil arrow. Come on, Muju, die already. Damn it, my straight shot missed. Right, there we go. Seriously, like... Because, well, I might have... Because, to be honest... Oh, cutscene's playing. I'll probably speak more after the cutscene. Where she's fleeing! Quick, get her! But... It's like, well, I might have the fine taste of the likes of Rena, who is an adult. 100%. Other people seem to really have it for the more childlike ones, and I just don't get it. I don't get why. There is a fine line between, okay, while it's all technically fine, it's really weird though, to, no, this is just straight up pedophilia. You know? I think that's where we need to just end the topic, really. Meanwhile, with the cutscene, Sylvain's like, I thought you only had eyes for me. Yeah, because she was about to shoot me. Haha! Good job, Leia. You did good. Ah, she still lives. Naturally. Well, well, well. What have we got here, then? No, I can't. I won't. Blech. We did it! Hooray! Not sure if that means she's dead or just incapacitated and then therefore sorted out. We did it! Well, time for us to head back to Gridania. And then report to the Archers Guild. Hooray! You thought we were done with the South Shroud though? As we hit nearly the 3-hour mark? Well, we got a jobstone to collect after this. Pardon me. Which yeah, it's the barred one, which means we're going to end up in the South Shroud again. Damn it. But oh well. Hussein, we did it! Or the Queen, or however you meant to pronounce your name. Hurrah! I must leave to see you again, Chris. Had the three of you not been united in your purpose, Power Mujuk would still be free, and one or more of you would surely be dead. Well, thank goodness we don't have to have people die for the needlessness. I'm so proud of you. Not only have you mastered our teachings, but you have also helped your guildmates regain the perspective that they had lost. For showing such capacity to your peers, I wish to teach you a new technique, Wind Bite. With Wind Bite, you can be in the power of the very end, allowing you to bear against your opponents. And they will suffer on long after you've knocked your next arrow. It will serve you well in battle, I am certain. Although all archers walk the same path, Chris, towards improvement and discovery. As long as you have the vision to see the path ahead, you will continue to mature and excel. Yet we all grow weary and lose direction in time. When this befalls you, I have no doubt that you will find your way back to us. Trust in your eyes, they will never lead you astray. Look in my eyes, what do you see? A cult of personality. Whoa. Windbite! It's another dot, which means I'm going to probably have Venomous Bite and Windbite set up sensibly. Also, a chapter of our New Game Plus gets added, since we did the Archer stuff. And now for Song of Bards and Bowmen, which gives us Mage's Ballad. Lovely. And the Soul of the Bard. Well met, Chris. With that, we have time for banter. But we're all up in arms here. Yet another dirigible has been fired over the Saraswati, you see. Their reappearance calls to my mind the Battle of Griffin Crossing. Well, I say battle. Most agreed that massacre would be rather more apt. Aye, the Exile tells us crushing defeat that day. Why around this time of year? It was more than 2 decades past. Humiliating episode in our history, to be sure. But heavens forbid that we ever forget it. Failure is the finest, if not the kindest of teachers. And few things drive a man better than its string. But let's speak of cheerier matters. Mayhap you've already heard, but renowned archer has recently returned to Dorwood, the one they call the God's Bow. That's just the title, of course. His birth name is Genital. And he was once of the God's Quiver. The man was a legend even then, and there was no honour greater than being taken under his tutelage. That's not all there is to him, mind you. He is also a skilled bard, one of the rare few capable of inspiring others to great feats through song. Upon learning that the God's Bow had returned, dozens of us flocked to him in hopes of training under a legend, yours truly included. Alas, the meetings haven't unfolded quite as they hoped. Genital has refused to teach each and every suitor that has approached him thus far. Though it should be mentioned that the topics he is reluctant to instruct us in do not include poetry and song, he seems exceedingly keen to teach us all about them, so some few of us were tempted to take him up on the offer, save that we have a nation to defend. Far be it from my intent to belittle all those bards out there, but I like my chances rather better charging into battle with a quiver than a harp. And here we were hoping that transcendent mastery of the bow might be ours. By the sparkle in your eyes, I wager you have an interest in that self-same poetry and song. Come now, there's no call for shyness, and there's more to life than battle. If you would present yourself as a pupil to him, I happen to know his whereabouts. I can understand that he has made his camp somewhere west of Quarry Mill in South Shroud. He's an agreeable sort of fellow, and should be willing enough to meet you. Truth be told, I'm still holding on to hope. If you could find a way into Genital's confidence, mayhap he can yet be persuaded to train us. I wish you the best of luck, friend. Well, back to Quarry Mill, as I was already stating. I know, like, seriously, like, some people's tastes in, like, Ho-Yo game characters, and I'm just like, why are you not in prison? Oh, wait, no, because you get shanked to death within a week. Because the one thing that all those criminals seem to hate more than innocent people not being stabbed or robbed is innocent children being touched. And fair enough, to be honest. So here he is. I'll be honest, it really weirds me out, really, to be honest. Because like, Xenos has grown adults that are really cool. So does Genshin. So does Star Whale. I mean, bloody hell, why look towards certain characters in Star Whale when Himiko exists, Welt exists, Boothill exists? Can I be less gay? Well, obviously, other than Himiko. Bronyo exists. Like a proper adult Bronyo, not any of the child ones from Honkai. Here's more recent. Black Swan. People like Black Swan. So, you know, like, there's options. For fuck's sake. Don't have to go for the children. I think it's just there in my head. It's just in my mind continuously now. Is why? Why do these people exist? You know? Another guest. Are you kind to pay me a visit, young one? You know what? Talking to an older person, that seems like a sensible thing to do right now. Nor it gives us elderly folk more pleasure than the company of the young. Add to that a steaming pot of tea and the beauty of the Tollswood, and we could want for little more. But the curl of your lip tells me that tea and scenery are not what you desire. You seek knowledge of archery, I take it. In which case, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. Chris, was it? Yes, I am Genital, the one they call the God's Bow. That was in another life. I have long cast aside my bow, taking instead a harp to my breast. For years I have lived as a bard, going wherever the wind blows, exulting in the beauty of creation through song. To be sure, I still have the eyes to recognize a promising archer when I see one, and you, young one, have promise. Keep your nose to the grindstone, and one day you may count yourself a virtuoso of the bow. You know that virtuosity is worthless without virtue. Aye, the words of the ballad of the vain glorious fool tells us this much. You truly wish to remain and learn poetry and verse? Well. I must admit to being rather taken aback. In uncertain days such as these, there are few indeed who would devote their time to song as opposed to more tangible endeavours. You intrigue me, young one. I find myself growing curious as to how the melodies of old might find expression through you. I do believe a certain friend of mine would have been of the same opinion. Aye, that would be as good as a place as any for us to begin. Listen well, Chris. There is a Moogle named Pukno Poki, who can oft be found wandering an area situated east of here. I would have you present yourself to him. Pukno Poki is possessed of a discerning eye for talent. If he sees potential in you, I would be well satisfied that you indeed have the markings of a bard, or makings of a bard. Heed me, O present Alfric. Turn thee over the hourglass of time, that ye might gaze upon the battles of yore. Like, and the thing is, like, so yeah, simple objective. The thing is, like, Genshin, like, Sean Lee's right there. Why? And of course, my Fika's a thing as well now. Like, fucking hell. Hell, a chick in a biker outfit is, like, fucking hot. And yet there's people that would obsess over Nahida more. That's a sign of the type of fans you have. That's bad, you know? Oh, it's like fucking Trails. It's like Angelica's got that hot biker outfit going for her, and then she's like a giant perv. Like, ugh, fucking. That's a different issue, but still, like, ugh. Maybe I need to go and find a biker chick in real life. Nah, maybe not actually. I kind of don't like the idea of vehicles where you could go 50 miles per hour and crash into a wall and die. Cooper, how could this happen? This is so embarrassing. I blundered for the ages, Cooper. You understand what I'm saying, don't you? That's a bad talent, I'll allow, but you caught me at a bad time, Cooper. Now be a good adventurer and show yourself at... Genital sent you? No, you should have said so sooner, Cooper. You do know that Genital is no ordinary bard, yes? His songs can salve your heart and strengthen your resolve. They can banish your fears and fill you with hope. And that's not even scratching the surface. Why do him perform is like bathing in sunbeams, Cooper. I've asked, begged, and pled more times than I care to count for Genital to stay and sing in the forest. Oh, now has he deigned to set foot here again, and he's refusing to sing for us. That's a blatant breach of promise, Cooper. But what's this? Why, you're being resonance with a chord similar to Genitals. Perhaps even identical, Kubo. By the 12, this means that things may yet turn out as planned. Why, you might even have it in you to surpass the man. Not saying a lot, Kubo. Egad, your coming has so excited me, my predicament nigh escaped my mind. There's a charm that I had meant to give to Genital, you see, and it was stolen as I napped, Kubo. Roused just in time to espy the thief and attempted to give chase. Alas, drowsiness robbed me of my balance, and I was delayed by this tree. Last I saw that overbold brigand, he, or possibly she, was scurrying towards Taker's Water, Kubo. Now I realise we've only just met, but would you mind recovering the charm and delivering it to Genital for me in my stead? Okay, fair enough. I guess we'll go do that then. Now, the area we do go in is full of level 29 mobs, so do be careful on that front. However, we can fly on over to where the charm is. It's over here. So we don't actually have to fight. If you were doing this at level 30 as your first class and you hadn't done one reborn for the armor weapon yet, then of course this is a lot more of a tedious quest in some ways, because I have fun fighting all those mobs. I've just aggroed one of said mobs because I flew a little too low. Keep doing that, don't I? But a way of fighting things can be Furnace Bite, Bloodletter, Wind Bite, Bloodletter, and you'll deal a decent bit of damage outside of getting stunned. So, you know, all in all. Have you recovered the charm? Why, we have, and why, it looks like a dropstone. You did it, Kupo. Please, you must deliver it now to Genital. Tell him that Pokemon Pokey thinks him a cunning rogue, but it's exciting nonetheless. So exciting, in fact, that he cannot help but sing. Kupo. Why did the Kupos sound like they want to troll us? Yeah, that song. Oh, you wily swords, as they run away with the troll face. I don't know, I think I've gone down a topic that I think maybe I could shut up about a bit. Welcome back. You have a charm and a message from me from Pukno Poki, you say? Yeah, here's the charm. A cunning rogue, am I? I suppose I must explain. Pukno Poki and I go a long way back, to when first I took up the harp. I made a promise to him then, one that I have yet to make good on. Pukno-Poki has long decided to remain in the 12 wood to sing for the rest of my days. Regrettably, I have been ill able to oblige him. Duty called, you see. I had battlefields to stand upon and comrades to protect. Moreover, an event came to pass that rendered my being in the 12 woods problematic. I thought that by taking eager souls such as you under my wing, mayhap it would suffice to appease Pukno-Poki. Of course, he saw straight through my little ruse. What the Moogles lack in grace, they aptly make up for in wit. The creatures are great lovers of song. That you return with this charm is proof positive of his high regard for your potential as bard and archer both. Charm is a crystal known as the soul of the bard. Pukno-Poki asked that you bring it to me, but he meant for you to have it. It is a gift from the Moogles, bestowed upon those they deem worthy of walking the path of the true bard. The soul of the bard harbours memories of the past, verses and refrains sung by the bards of old. As you gain in worldly experience, more of these memories will find expression through your being, imbruing your song with powers untold. Now it may surprise you to hear that bowmen and bards are as next of kin by the same token. Oh, my mastery of blah 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 blah. The sense in this will be lost upon you at first, but in time the realization will dawn that bow and harp are but stringed instruments played by the same hand. Go now, and let your body and soul drink deep of the melodies of old. When next we meet, I hope to see a fully fledged bard standing before me, one who exceeds even Pukno-Poki's wildest expectations. And so, our second jobstone has been obtained, other than that replaces the class. Now, we have Bard. A melody sung by the bards of old resounds within us, which nets us Mage's Ballad, and the next quest is from level 55. Quest to learn the action perform is now available from Simpkin at the Miketo's Amphitheatre in Old Gridania. We'll maybe take a look at that one. I don't know actually whether we will or not. But for the moment, we are going to now have to, not in there, we will go in character and Soul Crystal. Transfer our archer thing, reassign it, and we get the song gauge. Singing Mage's Ballad will display the action's corresponding song gauge, indicating the effect's time remaining. If the repertoire effect is triggered while it's being sung, the recast times for Bloodletter and Rain of Death, learned at level 45, are reduced. Hooray! Which means I'm going to do a little bit of stretcherooing. This Bloodletter can stay there, and I'll swap stuff over to other bits, depending on stuff. Because, yeah, we'll get an variant stuff. So while we'll still be getting Barrage in the future in terms of the archer stuff, for now we get Mage's Ballad. It grants it to ourselves and all party members within 50 arms, increasing damage dealt by 1%. Really? Only by 1%? It's still a buff, believe it or not, and with the additional effect of 8% chance to grant repertoire. This effect can trigger repeatedly while singing the Mage Ballad, which reduces the recast time of Bloodletter and later on another skill by 7.5%. This one, Rain of Death. It says the same recast time as Bloodletter and is an AoE variant of it. So, lovely stuff. At level 45. Back to level 35, the Warden's Paean removes one select detrimental effect from self or target party member. If the target is not enfeebled, a barrier is created notifying the target's next detrimental effect suffered within the next 30 seconds. Army's Paean is the next one of these Bard related stuff, which grants Army's Paean to self and all party members within 50 arms, increasing direct hit rate by 3% for 45 seconds. Same 8% chance of granting repertoire, and its repertoire effect reduces skill weapon cast time and recast time, spell cast time and recast time, and auto attack delay by 4%, and can be stacked up to 4 times. Lovely stuff. Battle Voice at level 50 increases the direct hit rate of self and all nearby party members by 20%. Hooray! Wanderer's Mignette is the next various casting of poem-related stuff with repertoire, which grants Wanderer's Mignette to self and all party members within 50 arms, increasing critical hit rate by 2%, with an 80% chance of repertoire as well, and it allows the execution of Pitch Perfect, can be stacked up to 3 times. Pitch Perfect is a attack that deals damage. Hooray! Potency varies with the number of repertoire stacks, dealing 4 damage for the first enemy and 55% less for all remaining enemies. With 1 repertoire, 100 potency. With 2, 220. Oh, that's a good 120 plus. And then for 3, 360 as a whole. Lovely stuff. And can only be executed while the Wanderer's Minuet is active, and we have at least 1 stack of repertoire. Then at 54 we get just an attack with Ethereal Arrow. It deals potency of 240. Iron Jaws deals attack of 100 potency, and if the target is suffering from Venomous Bite or Wind Bite, effect inflicted by us on our own accord, not other bards, the effect timer is reset. So it means that you don't have to spend your time reusing those skills afterwards. So Iron Jaws is useful. No, pardon me. Side Rider is an attack of 320, but every 60 seconds. Lovely stuff. Pardon me. Troubadour at 62 reduces damage taken by self and nearby party members by 10% and cannot be stacked with Machinist's Tactician or Dancer's Shield Samba. They do the same exact thing. Caustic Bite is an attack of 150 with the additional effect of poison, meaning this is probably an upgrade to Thunderous Bite. Storm Bite, same as with Wind Bite, does wind damage with potency of potency and does wind damage over time, just more so than before. Nature's Mine increases HP recovery via actions by 15% for self and nearby party members for 15 seconds. Away. Refulgent Arrow deals an attack potency of 260, can only be executed under the effect of Hawk's Eye. Shadow Bite at 72 deals an attack with potency of 180 to target and all enemies nearby. And large potency of 280. Can only be executed under the effects of Hawk's Eye. Burst Shot, similar situation here, where it delivers an attack of a higher potency and has a 35% chance of granting Hawk's Eye for 30 seconds. Apex Arrow level 80 delivers an attack with potency of 100 to all enemies in a straight line before us. Soul Voice Gauge cost of 20 and potency increases up to 500 as the Soul Voice Gauge exceeds minimum cost. Consumes Soul Voice Gauge upon execution. So we'll get a Soul Voice Gauge at some point. Ledham's Bite delivers an attack with a potency of 140 to all enemies in a cone before us, 55% chance of granting Hawk's Eye. Radiant Finale at level 90 increases damage dealt by self and nearby party members of 20 seconds. The effectiveness is determined by the number of different coda active in the song gauge of 2%, 4% or 6% respectively. Heartbreak Shot of 180 shares a recast time with Rain of Death out of 3 charges. Was an arrow, delivers an attack to target and all enemies nearby it, with potency of 600 for the first enemy and 55% less for all remaining enemies. Can only be executed on the event of Resonant Arrow Ready, and with an Encore at level 100, delivers attack and target all enemies nearby it. Potency is determined by a number of different coda consumed in the Radiant Finale, executed prior, dealing full damage for the first enemy and 58% less for all remaining enemies of 1 coda 500, 2 coda 600, and 3 coda 900. And Blast Arrow is only changes off of Apex Arrow when the requirements for execution are met, and it delivers an attack to all enemies in a straight line before you with potency of 600 for the first enemy and 60% less for all remaining enemies. Lovely stuff. And we can see in the traits bit which ones go where. So Venomous Bite and Wind Bite change respectively at level 64. We get more damage at level 40. Imperial Arrow guarantees to trigger the additional effects of your various poems. Straight Shot becomes Refulgent. Wide Volley becomes Shadow Bite. Storm Bite caused by an Iron Jaws get a chance to grant Hawkeye. Airy Shot becomes Burst Shot. Army's Peon gets a boost. Soul Voice Gauge occurs. Quicknut becomes Aladdin's Bite. Bloodlair becomes and Rain of Death get the third charge. Apex Arrow gets enhanced, so Blast Arrow Ready can occur. Hans Troubadour, which is the recast timer. Minstrel's Coda grants Mage, Army, and Wanderer's Coda upon singing their stuff respectively. Bloodletter becomes Heartbreak Shot. Enhanced Second Wind, so its potency is increased. Range Mastery increases some of the potency of some of our stuff. Enhanced Barrage gets Resonant Arrow Ready. So that's how we did that. Troubadour 2 improves Troubadour's damage reduction effect to 15%. Enhancement and Enhanced Radiant Finale grants Radiant Encore Ready upon executing Radiant Finale. So, lovely stuff in the traits bit. So yeah, all in all, a lot of good stuff. One could argue. Now then. Ooh, it's been a solid 3 hours. Ooh. Right, okay, well, with that, let's just check. Oh yeah, that token damage is better. You know what, let's sort our portrait, since we're here. What preset do I use on White Mage for the thing? Vellum Antique None. Okay. Just unless I've unlocked something, which oh, I have a Conjurer and Arch background. That's cool. So Vellum. What's that one? Oh, that's how the film one looks. Is it journal? No, it's antique. How's the standing stuff look? So we've got our bow. And we're standing more to the side with our bow. Bow. We can go welcome. We could say it. We could wave goodbye. We could wave as a whole. We could kneel. We can salute. Imperial salute. Chuckle. Laugh. Joy. Remembering these things a bit. You know what? This works. We'll just go with that for now. Anywho's. Yeah, Lancer. Let's fly back to the Central Shroud. I think I got extra pissed off when a bunch of wrestling fans like joked off the AEW video game Fight Forever, because it's not a good game. I've played it. It's not a good game. But oh, it's like No Mercy. It's like No Mercy, and then they just start jerking off the N64 a whole bunch, and it's just like no, shame on all of you. The No Mercy shit. Like, it has not aged well in the slightest. Was it the best you had at the time period? Possibly. But this just shows that I didn't grow up with an N64. That's true. Whoopee, level 7. We're back to the early stages of the hunting log and also level 5 quest that we've got. So, foul smelling bait. We place it and then we kill these things. Simple enough. And we have to do this for 2 of the nests. Although there's a 3rd one over there we could utilise, or a 4th one over there. That's interesting. Now there's 4 spots, but only 2 of them is needed. Actually, this is quite nice that we have all the archer quests basically all in one stream. That's kind of nice. That means for anyone that wants to see someone do the level 1 to 30 archery, they can. Alright, what else is in the hunting log? Because we're going to need them to level 10. North Shroud, North Shroud, North Shroud. Actual bog Yozons, that's in the Central Shroud. Hoglets. Alright, I don't know where they are. We're going to want to get the experience, possibly. Actually, microscopes can be found around here as well, actually. Look at a few things on the hunting log while we're in the Central Shroud. Oh, yeah, it's only 3. I'm buying an extra one for no reason. Ah, shit. Oh, I'll put that there for now. I didn't mean to fight that extra one. Oh, you know what, level 8, and this isn't the completed aspect, so... You know what? As I ride my glorious steed, we can do more of this in another grind stream. I think that's what's going to end up happening is either I'm dedicating it to a class at a time or we end up mowing through them quicker through various means because my back is definitely starting to feel it again, so that's fun. I've been dealing with issues throughout the day at times, and it's just like, ah. So, yeah. Next time we probably won't go on, we'll probably actually do something else. Like, we've got the Primal Fear quest there, we've got the main quest line, we probably will carry on with that. Maybe we'll take a look at the relic stuff. Pardon me, if you want to see me grind up some of these other classes, then hey, you could always suggest, hey Chris, maybe you want to level this one up more? Like, yeah, sure, maybe one of the tanky ones. Just so that I have a tank one if I ever find a tank inside a duty. So, you know, if you enjoy what you see, you can always subscribe, you can always check out the various other stuff, like recently started a Digimon Cyber playthrough. Started it, will intend to do more. So, you know, you can always do the things again on YouTube, and I'll see you all next